Hey there.
Hey.
What's happening? Nice to see you, Terry, don't you know? What's going on? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's great.
Mm-hmm.
How about with you?
Oh, yes. Oh, I don't know. Watched American Idol last night. Saw the chicks do their thing. Terry, you watch or what?
Yeah.
I mean, it's already clear who the American Idol is. I don't even know why they have to go on with this.
Who do you think it is?
It's already clear who the American Idol is, don't you know?
Okay.
And if you don't know, that kind of just kind of eliminates my point. It's already clear that everyone is my point. So, I mean, for you to say, well, then who is it?
I think the girls by far have more talent than the men do.
Well, I don't watch the men.
Oh,
but,
oh my God.
No, it's okay. I don't know. I didn't watch the guys the night before, but I watched the girls last night. Yeah. And clearly, I don't know, what's that Asian girl's name?
She's very good.
That's the one.
Yeah, I liked her.
That's the American Idol.
The little flip girl?
Oh, is she Filipino?
Yes, she is.
Really?
Come on now.
Knew I liked her.
Yeah, very cute girl.
Is she full Filipino?
She is.
Wow. Breaking out of the karaoke mode into like the main stage.
Well, actually, when they first auditioned her, that's what he said. He didn't like her because she was very karaoke-ish.
Well, that's the stigma, and
right?
For good reason, because you haven't found a Filipino woman in the past 20 years who hasn't enjoyed a nice Filipino karaoke moment with a Filipino sister, but or cousin. But they sing in duos, Terry.
Yeah.
Two women, yeah, they always do. How could this happen? I mean, I didn't see the signs. I didn't see this coming, that a Filipino young lady would break the mold, break the trend of being good enough for the headline moment of your karaoke night, but you're telling me they're now making the big leap to stardom?
Yes. She was very good.
Has there been a top-flight Filipino musical star in a minute or what? Can you think of any? Am I missing something? Am I forgetting someone?
You got buzzed. You got buzzed.
Nobody. Wow, this is making perfect sense then. I had no idea. I was just watching. I haven't watched in weeks. I watched the first week. Obviously, I like to watch all the rejects, Terry, as everyone in America does, and in the world. And then I watched last night, put it on, saw this. I didn't know. You know, I love to play Rate the Asians, Terry, but I didn't even stop to think that she might be Filipino. Mm-hmm. And usually I can detect, I'm married to a woman whose mom is Filipino, Terry, so that makes her full Filipino in my eyes. And I am quick to be able to pull out of, some people who are not Asian have a tougher time identifying which Asian is which. I'm not going to hide that reality.
Right.
But I don't have that same kind of difficulty, and yet I was not aware when I was watching her last night that she was Filipino. Now, I may have to reevaluate my whole decision on her being the American Idol, Terry.
Oh, jeez.
Either that or it makes it that much more of a slam dunk. I can't figure that out yet. I'm going to need a couple of minutes here.
Yeah.
Are you sure about this? Full Filipino, mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
What's her name?
I know her last...
Oh, that's not Filipino.
Oh, jeez.
What's her name?
I don't know. I can't remember her first name, but I think her last name is Matayuban, something like that. I can't remember. I don't have the...
Well, up to speed here. Okay.
Well, I haven't memorized all their names, and so, yeah.
Well, that's your job.
I liked her, yeah. She was really good.
By the end of this morning, I want you to have all the American Idol candidates' names memorized backwards and forwards.
Yeah,
with middle names.
Oh, wow. Really?
And nicknames. Birth dates. And
wow, where they live.
Astrology signs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay.
Does it seem like Paula Abdul is a little just wordy? I mean, she always has been, but a little bit more long-winded this year than usual?
I was listening with the sound down, Terry. That's the way I like to watch American Idol, yes.
All right.
I don't like to hear the noise.
Okay.
That's the same way you do the show, right? Sometimes when we're talking.
That's right. I do the show with the sound down, too, like most people.
Good move.
Yes. No, I actually was watching a lot of it with the sound down, talking on the phone, and then when I saw someone like her that actually caught my eye because she looked like she had a little bit of a presence, I'll tell whoever I'm talking to hold on. I let go of what I got in both hands, and turn up the volume, and that's when I spotted her, Terry. So that's not a lie. I did watch most of last night. I'm just with the TV on, but the sound down until someone actually catches my eye. So Paula Abdul rambling, I mean, yeah, we've had years of that, Terry. That's nothing new. She's just like a mental patient always will be.
It's even worse.
I don't think it's any worse. I did see some of her comments last night. I don't know if she can get much worse.
Okay.
All of a sudden, Terry's waking up to, is something wrong with Paula Abdul?
No, I just...
Seems a little weird, Terry. You're a little... Part of the 7-second delay. You might be on a 7-year one, but that's all right. Anyway.
Did I not? I said more than usual than years in past.
More than usual?
All. Yeah, just she seems a little bit more than usual.
Really?
Yeah, that's
all.
This is the
1 year people aren't talking about her.
Right.
Here's Terry coming on. Hey, someone's got to realize something's wrong with Paula Abdul. This is the first year people are leaving her alone because we're so just... It's so over talked about now about how unusual she is. And you're saying more than usual.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
I don't know.
Okay.
Just my imagination, maybe.
I just think you're a little late to the party sometimes, Terry.
I was right along with you every time. We talked about her, so.
Okay, and you think it's even ramped up this year?
Yeah.
And I think when you kind of crashed into the ceiling, there's really no place to go. And this is a solid cement ceiling she crashed into years ago.
Right.
So I'm not so sure that that's the case. But all right, we'll have to watch next week and see if she's even more gone than ever. But anyway, I mean, it was only like 1 million hard copy, inside edition, Access Hollywood stories on this.
As far as her like acting
year.
drunken and just that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that kind of like loopy, that kind of thing. I'm just never mind. You're right. Sorry. I'll leave my observations alone.
Okay, we'll come back. We'll get things started right after these words.
Watch teams with rumor control, weaving our way through the paparazzi to find a team of stylists updating Spears' do in West Hollywood yesterday.
Where you got her hair done?
Okay. Good thing for the guy at the end of that story, because I had no idea what the hell Sugar Ray was talking about there.
She got her hair did.
She got her hair done. She's updated the weave, and she's looking better than ever and more dysfunctional than ever, and that's wonderful. Let me see if I can... I'm going to take a lot of calls today, I have a feeling. Let me start it off with Sandy. Sandy, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello, Sandy.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you? What's going on this morning?
Well, I'm taking my mom to Vegas for her 50th birthday. And she's never been there before, so I want to know a good hotel to take her to that she'll enjoy. That hopefully won't cost me too much, but it's not too bad of an issue, but I know you know everything.
Oh, yes. What am I, a freaking travel agent, Terry? I mean, what do people call? I'm the authority on Vegas. People think Vegas, they think of me, or what?
Sure.
Is that the deal?
I think so, because you're pretty experienced there in Vegas. All the spots to go.
Let me tell you, I'm Wayne Newton's protege, there's no doubt. Let's see.
Travelocity, man.
50 years old and she's never been to Vegas, and she wants to get broken in style, as at least according to the way a 50-year-old needs to be introduced to Vegas. What hotel is a really solid bingo hall? Is there a geriatric hotel? Is there a Kiwanis Club hotel that you know of, Terry, or what?
I don't know.
Terry knows of.
She's not an old fogey 50. She goes out and...
Oh, she's the young 50.
I love those. She doesn't look a day over 48.
You wouldn't know she's 50 if you looked at her and you knew her.
Right, you would think she was 64.
Wow.
No.
Okay. Oh, wow. Let's see. How long are you going to be there, or what?
We're going to be there from Thursday night till Sunday night.
And you're going when?
We're going the last weekend of April.
Oh, okay, so you got a little time.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I really am not in tune with what the 50-year-olds are
Well, it doesn't
feeling
have
as
to be
far as...
something geared. It doesn't have to be geared to a 50-year-old. Just a good hotel. Like, what hotel would you recommend to go to?
You can't go wrong. I mean, it depends on your price range. You get what you pay for in Vegas. If you go to the Bellagio, you're going to pay more, but you get a higher class, higher profile, stuffy person kind of hotel. The more high rollers, but a little bit more attitude and a little more high-class partying as opposed to sleazy partying like you might get at O'Shea's or the Sahara. So,
Okay. Well, my budget's about $100 to $150 a night. I can afford that.
O'Shea's is it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd call him Jim.
Yeah.
You might want to leave Bellagio out of your vocabulary.
Go in heavy volume as far as rooms and go the MGM Grand if that's a nice way to break yourself into Vegas. It's got a little old school flavor. It's got a tiny bit of updated appeal, but more of the traditional Vegas feel. Maybe that's where you need to go, and you're not going to probably have your piggy bank broken entirely by staying at the MGM Grand. All right, maybe
pool.
It'll probably be at the top of your range as far as budget, and it's got a really good pool, as Hotshot points out, and it's heavy volume as far as people are concerned on a typical weekend. But that might be. She said she has $150 a night to spend.
$1 to $150. $150 is the max.
$1 to $150.
Wow.
So good luck.
Yeah, so stay in a trailer right next to the MGM Grand.
The La Quinta is calling your name.
The San Remo is a lovely destination spot.
Is it still there? I hope it is.
No, it's not there. That's why it's going to be perfect for her. Anyway.
The parking lot.
Oh,
What am I, a travel frickin' agent or what?
Sounds
People
like it.
call me?
well,
Is that really my calling?
It's not that you're a travel agent, but you are pretty, seasoned when it
Vegas
comes.
guy?
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, I will be there
Not
this weekend.
T-Man. Yeah.
Actually, I'll be in L.A. this weekend, Terry.
Oh, really?
That's right. That's where the big gambling action
Tourney?
is this weekend. Well, it's the biggest poker tournament in the United States as far as the West Coast is concerned. There's two big ones happening over the next few weeks. One is in the Bay Area in San Jose, Terry, as you may know. And this weekend is in the heart of Los Angeles. And that's where I'll be.
Heart of LA.
That's right.
All right. That sounds kind of fun.
So you know my plans there. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Follow my blog. Anyway, what else? What's going on this morning? What's happening?
Well, I just want to give you a little quick follow-up on Pink and Carrie Hart, their big divorce. She
Did
claimed...
you see how the voting turned out on the TManShow.com, by the way?
No.
Voting still being accepted as far as who you would deem the hotter physical individual as far as obviously superficial physical features are concerned.
Right.
Nobody was really voting for Pink except a couple of stragglers that were just trying to make a point, obviously. Now, this girl that Carrie Hart is hanging out with isn't the hottest girl anyone's ever seen in the history of female kind, Terry. Mm-hmm. But anything next to Pink, because as far as I'm concerned, and I told you this yesterday and I'll reiterate it today, as far as your Hollywood scene and looks are concerned, Pink at the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, bottom of the barrel.
Now, I don't know why people get so bent out of shape when I say that. I mean, someone's got to be at the bottom of the barrel. Why not Pink? All right? Is it a fact or not that when you have a barrel, someo's got to be at the bottom?
Sure, but I just, of course,
And yet, when I say Pink is at the bottom of the barrel of looks as far as Hollywood, people go, "Oh, that's so cruel."
Well, I just think
I'm
there's other
sorry.
people.
Someone's got to be there. It's her. She's got the nice basement apartment in the barrel. All right?
Maybe that's what that lady should take her 50-year-old mom to the barrel.
Now, what were you going to say, Terry? I'm sorry.
I'm just saying that I think there's probably more women you could probably think of that are worse.
Give me one.
Uma Thurman.
Uma Thurman. Well, I know Uma Thurman's hotter than Pink, but Uma Thurman, I'm not familiar with her.
Well, some people may not think so. She's got big fish eyes and looks a little weird.
Wow, that's cruel to say, Terry. Well, Uma Thurman in Kill Bill is pretty damn sexy, Terry, but Uma Thurman on a bad day can look pretty raunchy and grotesque. There's no doubt about that. But Uma Thurman on a good day can be up there with some of your higher tier Hollywood ladies. So I'm sorry you tried to take a stab with Uma Thurman and you came up short. Still, Pink has a nice, cozy spot at the bottom of the barrel. Now, as I said again yesterday, Terry, I'll reiterate this again as well. I'm a big fan of Pink as far as her just overall personality and her music and just her general way of going about things. I'm a big fan of Pink's, but I could also separate the fact that she's just not that good-looking lady. She's not that good-looking a lady. I can certainly separate the fact that she's a very highly talented and cool, seemingly cool woman, but not very attractive overall. All right?
All right.
Okay. Now, what What were you going to say about Pink?
I was going to let you know that she claims that that cheating was not the reason that they filed for divorce.
Yeah, because she's ugly.
That it's actually her career, her and Carrie's career. They were just never together, so pressures of their careers kind of made that marriage dissolve.
And she's got to have an odor problem. Because if anyone looks like they have an odor problem, Terry, and I also might have mentioned this yesterday as well, and I want to reiterate this also, it seems like Pink is a very strong candidate as far as having serious odor problems. Have you ever had an odor problem in your life, Terry, that you had to take care of, or no?
No.
Because I work with you on a regular basis, and I can be the first to tell people who are watching you on Terry Cam right now, if they're up early enough, the Terry Free at last sniff is not one with any odor problems.
Oh,
God. But that doesn't mean she didn't have to handle something. I turned off my own mic in mid-sentence.
That was weird.
Maybe that signifies the fact that I'm not up to speed. I'm not with you right now, Terry. So I'm not up to date as far as your current odor status. But as I was saying, doesn't mean you haven't had to handle an odor problem sometime in the past. So if you have, come clean about it now.
No.
We'll embrace you for it.
Okay.
And we'll move on with our lives.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever had an odor situational deal or problem and or, incident or two that had to be handled, yes or no?
No.
And if you did, you'd be the first to come out and admit it, I'm sure.
No question.
Sure.
If somebody close to you came up and said, Terry, we gotta talk. There's something that needs to be addressed, and because I'm so close to you, I'm gonna tell you what everyone else is unwilling and unable to say to you. You would be the first to tell us about that conversation.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, because there was a time in my sister's life, Terry, where
she had an odor issue?
Well, she had really big breasts back in high school.
Yeah.
And I guess they had a tendency to get a little sweaty, and she had to just be more on top of that, I guess. And since then has been very on top of her hygiene minute to minute.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
But with Pink, we're talking more of a lower extremity situation that I'm referring to. Yes.
Okay.
All right?
Sure.
Okay.
I feel like she's updated her look a little bit, though.
I do, too.
She looks a little better now, no?
And I think that anybody, when they get all cleaned up for Hollywood, can look just as good as the higher echelon of the best-looking ones there.
No one's putting Pink in their top 100 of hot Hollywood ladies, all right? Top celebrity females. No one's putting Pink, man or woman, in their top 100, unless you just can't think of 100 people. If you have a good handle on a lot of female celebrities, a lot of female Hollywood types, which includes across the board movie actresses and models and musical talent, you combine that all, and that gives you a nice big pot to pick from. Nobody is putting Pink in their top 100 of beautiful people. End of story.
I ain't even got a pot to pick from.
Now, this isn't a knock on her, Terry. It's just the way it is.
Okay.
It's actually more of a tribute to her that she's come so far. And yes, she has upgraded her look because she's probably the first to realize that she had a little bit of a raunchy kind of situation going on there for a while. So she has cleaned up herself to some degree, and she looks better. But you can understand why Carrie Hart just needed to... He's got a lot of pull, and he wants to be hot-ass girls are throwing themselves at him. It's tough to deny them time after time, especially as you talk about if their careers put kind of relationship strains on their situation. Their careers was a strain on their relationship. He's got these girls of a hot-ass variety throwing themselves at him time after time. How often how strong can you stay to still say no day after day? Eventually, you're going to be worn down.
Yeah, but again, they, like I said, they did have an open marriage, so it's not like it was that big of a deal.
And it looks like the girl who's on the front page of TManShow.com in Carrie Hart's arms was just the type to wear him down. Doesn't she seem like the type? The aggressive, throw yourself at the man type. Don't you love the aggressive, throw yourself at the man type, Terry?
Oh, love it.
Everyone should be like that. All right, so they are going to move on with their lives.
Yes.
And
Stay good friends, and that's about it.
I'm sure they'll be great friends, yes.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What else is going on? If they have no kids, they'll spend the next few weeks maybe text messaging each other and never talk to each other ever again after that. Okay, what else?
I don't know. We didn't get to talk about this yesterday, I don't believe, but Gene Simmons, his sex tape, which has been circulating on the internet.
Yeah, I've heard something about this, Terry. You're going to make me have to go watch the Gene Simmons sex tape? Is that the deal? I hear, actually, that he's with a pretty hot blonde that looks about 30 years younger than him. Is that the story, or
yes,
what?
Yes.
And how old is Gene Simmons? He's currently on The Celebrity Apprentice, or was he kicked off?
He was kicked off.
He's off.
He's done.
But no one knows because it's like the tree falling in the forest. Nobody watches The Apprentice anymore these days. Gene Simmons is 40-something. He's got to be older than that. He's at least 50. Come on.
I think he's close to 50.
I mean, Kiss started in what, 73?
Yeah, like 75.
What was he, 9 when he was starting out in that band? Or
He
what?
was, yes. He was the baby demon.
What? How old? He's got to be 55. What do you think he is?
50s.
What do you think?
48, maybe?
48? I'll tell you what. I'll take 51 and over. You take 50 and under, and I'll bet you $100.
I'm in.
It's a deal? It's a bet?
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow. He's old.
49.
You win.
Yeah.
I won already. You just looked it up?
It says he's 58. He can't be that old.
That's what I figured. I figured around 56, 58, somewhere in that range.
August 25th, 1949.
He's that old?
Has anyone... What do you expect? How old do you think you are? What are you, 33 now?
I keep telling people I'm 24 on MySpace. So whatever that counts for.
Now, have you seen? I have not seen yet. Maybe I'll see it during this upcoming break. How long are the clips that are on the internet right now? Are they like over 5 minutes or under 5 minutes?
The ones I saw were under.
Under.
Mm-hmm. But you might be able to find bigger ones. Oh.
But not on the girl that he's with, from what I'm hearing,
not
right?
on her for sure.
She's like a 21-year-old blonde or something?
Yeah, she looks really young.
Yeah.
Because he's like this promoter of energy drink, and who isn't these days? He's got his own energy drink, and she was one of the little energy drink models or something, and he's like hooking up with her and putting it on camera or what?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Is that the story? Is that how it goes down or what?
Yeah, he claims he didn't know about the release of it because people are making money off it and he's pissed.
Of course.
Right. But it's definitely him, no question.
Supposedly the girl's name is Elsa, and she is. She was working with him when he was doing the little duties for his little energy drink.
He's doing little duties in the video too.
Yeah, he is doing little duties.
I thought R. Kelly's was a bad video, Terry, and now we've taken it to the next level. Unbelievable. So
her boobs are humongous.
Oh, they are, and
she
very
looked
fake.
Like what? Ice-T's wife-size boobs or what?
Yeah, but she's so skinny. They look more ridiculous.
Yeah.
More ridiculous than Ice-T's wife's boobs.
Yes.
Because Ice-T's wife's kind of thick in a way. This girl's not thick. She's just a little skinny girl with giant melons.
Yes.
No, Ice-T's wife is pretty damn thick. There's no doubt about that. This girl is like really skinny with huge jugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the video, does she look like she's enjoying what's going on between her and Gene Simmons, or is she repulsed by it, but she just knows that she can get a little notoriety by being with Gene Simmons, or what is the feeling you get on the way she's kind of taking it all in or dishing it out? And
she tries to.
How does she look?
He tries to kiss her a couple times, and she turns her head both times while he's having sex with her. Look, I'll have sex with you, but I ain't kissing you, all right?
So it definitely looks like she's not into it.
No, yeah, it does not look like she's enjoying it.
And yet she's a willing participant.
She looks willing, yes. Yeah, they
so
do
why would why would anyone be a willing participant and yet be horrified by everything that's going down, Terry?
I don't know.
Well, kissing's a little more intimate than, I guess, relations. I don't know. God, doesn't make any sense.
So a woman is no problems having sexual intercourse with a 58-year-old guy on tape, but as far as kissing him, that goes over the line.
Yeah.
Right. And he keeps his shirt on the whole time, too. I think he's a little embarrassed of his 58-year-old body.
Jeez.
And he keeps his pants around his ankles, too. I forgot about that part.
All right, so you know...
Oh, my goodness.
So you know if we try to put this video on the TManShow.com, it's just going to be taken down. So what do we have to do if we just Google Gene Simmons? Is the video going to pop up that simply or what?
Well, I have a website for you.
All right, let me hear it.
GenesSecret.com. GENES. Secret.com. You can find some clips there.
And you're going to see what, like 2-3 minute clips or what?
Yeah.
And because of her, it's worth going to see.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
I mean, I don't want to go and start screaming. That's all I'm asking.
No, I don't think you will.
If she's hot enough and is it funny? Is it just, I don't think I'm going to be sitting there going, oh, this is so hot.
No,
what am I going to be thinking when I watch this?
It's more funny than anything. I mean, he claims to have been with like 5,000 women, so after you see
I'm sure he had his run, but his day is obviously in the rearview mirror, and he's still hanging on to the dream, and I guess, hey, if you can be 58 or whatever, what did you say he was, 56 or 58? 58. And having sex with huge, jugged 20-year-olds.
Who still has her flip-flops on, yes?
Oh, that's right, she does.
Love that, too. God, looks really romantic.
Man, it's not fair. You guys have computers in front of you, and I don't have one in front of me.
Pants around his ankles and her flip-flops on.
Yes.
This is how he does it.
Yes.
He's got that bad helmet hair. Oh, poor girl.
Nick, you're on the air. Hello, 1-866-663.
Oh, my God.
T-Man is the number to call. Let me go to Nick. You're on the air, Nick. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, T-Man?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. Hey, I just wanted to say, Pink's pretty ugly, but Drew Barrymore definitely has her beat.
Oh, wow.
Well, Drew Barrymore's an interesting one to talk about. Yes, Drew Barrymore and Pink started out at opposite poles, if you will, and have kind of met in the middle. Drew Barrymore started out, she started out as a child actress at age 4, age 6 or whatever, so we probably won't, at least on the air, evaluate her looks at that age, Terry, but let's fast forward or look back, if you will, on when she was in her late teens. She was pretty hot. All right, she looked pretty good, as opposed to Pink, who, when we first really got wind of her, was on the opposite end of the spectrum. They've kind of met in the middle, you know, with Drew Barrymore sliding downward and Pink having some upgrades, and I don't know if either of them get any guy really excited as far as just needing to look at them, Terry. But they started in different ends of the spectrum, and now are pretty much sisters. So, yes, an interesting one to consider. Thank you, Nick.
All right, on.
Take care, my friend. Amber, you're on the air. Hello, Amber.
Hi, T-Man. Amber, how are you today?
I'm good, Amber. Thanks for calling. What can I do for you, baby?
So, how do you know that Pink smells? Do you know that off firsthand?
Well, Amber, it's funny you ask. I mean, sometimes you can just look at a woman and tell that there is an odor potential big-time situation happening there, and it's just a feel you get based on the appearance, and 99 times out of 100, you're going to be right when your gut tells you even from a significant distance when you see someone that they're battling some odor problems. And I wish you could have turned your radio down. We could have had a lovely conversation about it. I mean, you understand this, Terry. You've maybe not willing to talk about it as much as the next person, but you have seen people out there. Now, with men, it's just too easy. It's like taking candy from a baby. I mean, if they're lying in the gutter peeing on themselves, you have a good chance that they smell pretty bad. But women could be a lot more subtle. They could be walking around just a regular old office, Terry, in a business suit. Trying to look all and act all and pulling it off that they are a professional. But something tells you that if you were to peel off the layers, you don't want to be in the same room. At least unless you're the type that welcomes it and can handle it. And Pink is certainly one that even from a distance and watching her on TV and watching her in videos and following her career, especially in the early years, struck the masses, or at least me, and I certainly represent the masses, Terry, as one who battled odor situations. Now, maybe along with making the upgrades to her appearance, she's taken care of a lot of those situations, Terry. But don't tell me that you couldn't identify from looking at Pink, especially in the early days, and even still some today, that she looks like the type that could have a serious odor situation going on.
She looks like she'd be okay with not showering for a week.
Shrimp salad sandwich on toasted wheat.
Oh, that sounds good.
Jeez.
There you go.
A little shot of Tabasco on there.
Oh, now we're talking.
Oh, goodness.
But, yeah.
Have you seen Gene Simmons in his little unit yet or no?
Yeah, have you?
That's why I'm going to go to this break at this time.
Could there be be wedding bells for Jamie Lynn Spears.
Oh, geez.
People magazine is reporting Britney's pregnant 16-year-old sister and her boyfriend Casey Aldridge are planning a summer wedding. A source close to the couple told the magazine they will officially tie the knot after their baby is born. However,
man.
a rep for Spears denies a wedding is in the works.
Please be accurate with that denial. I mean, does it get any sadder than that? I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that say, well, that's what she has to do now. She's impregnated by the seed of this dude, so she must now follow through with the wedding. But getting married at 6 frickin' teen.
I know. Ridiculous.
All right, thank you. What else is going on, Terry? What else is happening? I mean, please fill me in on what I need to know today.
Well, first of all, and I can get you pictures. Christina Aguilera apparently was on Ellen DeGeneres' show yesterday, and her bosom looks very, very engorged.
Mm-hmm.
You know, talking about her baby, so on and so forth.
All right, what else?
Oh, geez. I also have news for you about Jennifer Lopez thinking of talking about babies. She could possibly be having them now. She reportedly was in the hospital on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Simpson's...
And how are her bosoms?
Probably pretty large as well.
Uh-huh.
Still no word as to whether or not she's having twins, so we'll see.
So Ellen DeGeneres' bookers are trying to get J-Lo on as soon as possible. Anyone with
Sure.
really big breasts is a big appeal as far as Ellen DeGeneres' interests are concerned.
Sure.
Is that pretty much fair to say? Safe to say? What's the story?
She loves it, yes.
Yeah, she does love it.
Something tells me she's not a... She's a pretty big fan of the big bosoms, Terry.
Oh, I know.
Like to put them. The big bosoms. Yes.
Bosoms.
You did say big bosoms, didn't you, Terry?
I did.
Yes, the
Her
big bosoms. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. All right, what else?
Whether you care or not, Jessica Simpson, her little movie Blonde, apparently, we all know it failed here in the States, but in the Ukraine, huge success, making about $250,000 in its first week in theaters over there.
Huge success.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you said. You said huge success. And then you're saying, how much? How much did it make?
$250, to be exact, $253,008 in its
So are
first
you
week.
trying to be funny?
Yes, I was being a smart ass there.
You're being a smart ass. Okay, sometimes it's hard for me to tell, Terry. You're not a very good smart ass, so I actually was taking it seriously. That her movie, you never know what the Europeans are going to like and what people overseas are going to like. They love Baywatch. They love David Hasselhoff.
Well,
I mean, I love Baywatch, but they love David Hasselhoff and his musical abilities. So you never know what's going to fly over there. So who knows? Maybe it made $100 million its first weekend in Europe or overseas somewhere.
Well,
so I got to know if you're being serious or not.
Well, understand, I mean, in some ways I am being serious because that's number one at the box office for them.
What is Jamie Lynn Spears supposed to do right now? She's supposed to get married, Terry. I mean, what? If you're her, do you get married at 6 frickin' teen or what?
Not the most uncommon thing in Louisiana, probably.
True.
Yeah, I mean, if you're marrying your uncle or something like that. But, I mean, please, to be... This is not what I had in mind for Zoe.
Nobody had this in mind because we were all concentrating on her sister and her crazy life. And then all of a sudden, you thinking everything's okay because Jamie Lynn seems really cool. She's innocent. But then, bam, she gets pregnant. And
who is she trying to impress with this marriage idea now? That she's such the wholesome girl?
Maybe so. Maybe
the wholesome girl who's pregnant at 16 is going to get married. So isn't that a happy story?
We're in love.
Mm-hmm.
We meant to do this.
This was all a grand plan.
Yeah.
I just feel sorry for now compounding the pressure of having to have a child at 16 to now having to be an adult-type woman who's going to be living with a husband.
16.
She's got enough to worry about, being responsible enough to raise the kids, but now she's got to act like a wife, too?
Hey,
honey,
did you pick up any milk today? You know I don't have a license.
Can the masquerade end at some point, or what? Could she just say, all right, I made a mistake to get pregnant this young, so I'm not going to compound that with getting married too young? I mean, or is it just too much pressure because of where she's from and because they're still trying to sell that she's a good girl, that she's going to get married now? My gosh!
People never take accountability. They just like to deny and make excuses.
Does she have to do that? Is that what she has to do now? She has to get married or what?
I don't think so, but apparently she does.
wants to get married at 16?
Sounds like it. Again,
No, she doesn't want to.
I know what she wants. But that'll be no different as opposed to when she's 18 or 28 or 38, because that's pretty much the way it is for women out there. Now, women are very bright creatures. I'll be the first to say that. Hey, I'm a very big fan of women and their overwhelming intelligence, at least as compared to men, Terry. But when it comes down to knowing truly what is going on inside their own minds, body, and souls, they haven't a clue. When it comes down to it, women, I've said this many times, I'll say it again, don't know what they want. Last to know.
I'm surprised your parents are behind this.
Well, think about it. Hey, I think
such with the top line judgment all the way along.
Right.
Dave, you're on the air. Hello.
Hey, what's up, T-Man?
Good. Not much. What's going on, sir?
Not much. Just wanted a little advice on something that happened to me yesterday. I broke up with my lady, or she broke
Well, I'm the perfect guy to go to for advice, Dave, so you've made the proper call. I'm glad you're on the line. I'm surely going to steer your life in the absolute 100% correct direction. So tell me your situation, and we'll clear it up in a matter of seconds. What's the problem?
Okay, so yesterday I get a call from my girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, whatever you want to call her now, and telling me to go check my email. She found something, so I go and check my email.
Oh, that's a call you love to take, huh?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I've been on the wrong end of that call a couple times in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was just going through. You left your email open, and I hate conversations that start that way.
I did not leave my email
Why is there sweat going down my back now?
Well, that's the conversation that I've heard a couple of times, that I hate conversations that begin that way. You left your email open, and
I did not leave my email open, T-Man. She basically snooped around my MySpace somehow.
Well, then that's just your fault.
Excuse me?
If you didn't guard your passwords, I mean, if you're, well, I guess it would be less of your fault if you had a girl that just violated trust and was so suspicious of you that she went behind your back and what? She had passwords of yours that you didn't realize she had, and she was able to get into like MySpace accounts and email accounts that she wasn't really permitted to go into, or what?
Yeah, that's correct. Somehow she acquired these passwords and was in my MySpace.
She was in your MySpace.
Okay, so...
Now, you sound kind of old to have a MySpace account. Wow, how old are you?
I'm 24 years old.
24. All right. And you were a regular as far as going on every day. You're a guy who updates your profile all the time. You're a guy who communicates with all kinds of people who are friends of yours on MySpace. You're like a regular like that, or what? Or like more of a casual MySpace person?
When I sit down on the computer, I'd say I log in, but never really send any comments or anything. I'm not really into that.
So not many days go by where you don't log on to MySpace, right?
Yeah, you can say that.
All right. So she gets into your MySpace account, and what happens next?
She goes into the trash can and finds a deleted message that I thought was deleted to another woman that I haven't seen in a year and a half, and blows it way out of proportion.
Now, was it a message she sent you, this person you haven't talked to in a long time, or was it something you sent her?
It was a reply to a message that she sent me.
Now I know your story can't be true, because MySpace, at least to my knowledge, Terry, only keeps your outgoing messages that you send somebody else for like 14 days. So he's trying to make it seem like this girlfriend of his found a message he sent a year and a half ago.
Wow.
And to my knowledge, that can't be possible. So if you're telling me a bogus story just to have fun on the air, Dave, come clean now.
Gee, man, she didn't send me the message a year and a half ago. The message was sent 2 weeks ago. I haven't talked to this girl for about a year.
Oh, that's what you meant.
All right, so it's a girl you haven't talked to
In a year and a half.
like on the phone or in any like face-to-face fashion for a year and a half, but you sent her, oh, he weaseled out of this quick.
I know you did.
You sent her an outgoing message within the past 2 weeks.
Yes.
The story goes on.
Yes.
All right, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt for a few more seconds. And what was the overall tone and or subject matter of this email that your girlfriend was reading and you sent off within the past 2 weeks?
Well, I would say to her eyes it'd be different than mine. I was basically trying to toy with this girl's mind because she pretty much played me a year and a half ago. And my girlfriend sees it as me trying to hook up with her.
All right, well, tell me what the actual lines of the email said, and we'll make our own judgments as to... He wants to play it off. He wants to play it off like he was taunting her and he was toying with her.
Right.
And that at least gives him some excuse as to why the email said what it did, but is that really the reality of what was on his mind when he sent this message? Or is he just trying to play us like is he trying to feed us the same kind of bullcrap that he was able to
feed his girlfriend?
Plant the seed of hoping that she'll believe in his girlfriend's head? Yes. Does he think we're as dumb as his frickin' girlfriend?
That could be a possibility. I would hope not.
Well, let's find out more, Terry. What does your email say that you sent this girl from a year and a half ago, sir?
Basically, it's been a while. Can't wait to see you again. Maybe one day we could get together, blah, 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 blah. And that was it.
And obviously get together doesn't mean for lunch. Does it mean sexually, or does it just mean casually for, like, coffee or lunch or something like that?
Actually, it was suggesting lunch, but we talked and said, no, I can't do it. I don't want to. I have a girlfriend, all this good stuff. And she was fine with it. And that's why the message was in the trash can.
But your girlfriend only read the one message that you sent, the outgoing message that said, it was like an out of the blue, I haven't talked to you in a year and a half, and yet I'm sending you an email in a creepy fashion. Let's hopefully get together one day. That's the one she read?
No, there was a few other emails before that, but that was the one that I guess was
set her off.
And
so she read multiple. Your girlfriend read multiple messages that you and this girl exchanged.
No.
She only read one. That's what I'm asking you.
Yes,
she only read the outgoing message that you sent. The first one that touched base because you hadn't talked for a year and a half. That's the one your girlfriend read.
Basically, yes.
All right, but what's the big... I heard you tell me what that message said. Even if she found that message, who cares? What's the big deal? I mean, yeah, it's a little weird that you send someone an email that you haven't talked to in a year and a half, but it's not the most ridiculous, outlandish thing to be doing in the world, so why would she care?
I have no idea. I think she's...
You know what I think, dude? I think you're making up the whole freaking story, and it's such a lame story to make up. I mean, I can't even... There's so many good things going on out there, Terry. Yes. There's so many dirty, deceitful, behind girlfriend and boyfriend's back type stories to hear about that would absolutely blow me away as far as the details of it. That I have this guy coming on the air making up a story that's absolutely lame.
Right.
That's not even true. It's not even true.
He wants us to believe.
I know it. I can tell listening to this guy this is not a true story.
So he wants us to believe.
It's so stupid.
I know.
And
Dave.
I think it's stupid, T-Man, and I just hear you say it's stupid, so maybe she's listening, knows I'm stupid.
Let's call her up.
He's still sticking with the hope that we're going to believe sooner or later that the details of the story are, in fact, factual. All right, so she read an email. Let's continue on holding out hope that maybe it's a true story. She read an email of yours that you sent. Hey, haven't talked to you in a while. Maybe one day we can catch up. And she goes off the deep end.
Yes.
What does she say to you? Your girlfriend.
She calls me, tells me to check it out. Okay, so I did all that, and I call her back.
Why would you need to check it out? You sent it within the past 2 weeks. Well, what do you need to check out? I'd be on the phone like, what do I need to check out? I sent the email. It had nothing in there that I'm feeling guilty about.
I said that first. I have nothing to feel guilty about. I explained that to her. And then it leads to her giving me the ring back that I gave her a week ago. And
wow.
After a year and a half, she wants to, or about a year that we've been together, she wants to just throw it away over this one email.
Well...
So if she gave back the ring, and I'm assuming this is some kind of promise/engagement ring.
Yeah, not engagement ring, promise ring, yes.
Over one ridiculously innocent-sounding email. I mean, you told us what the contents of the email was. Hey, I haven't talked to you in a while, maybe one day we can get together kind of crap. If she gave back the ring, if this is a true story, which I have absolutely no belief that it is, but it's just humoring you for a second, if this fantasy girl of yours that you're making up gave back the ring based on this innocent email, well, then you don't need to be giving any girls rings who act like that. All right? Because this kind of email could have been sent to anybody of any kind of race, gender, creed, doesn't have any kind of impact whatsoever. And if she's going off the deep end based on such an innocuous email like this, well, then you saved yourself time, effort, and heartache as far as the long term is concerned. So thank her. You should be thanking her for showing her true colors of what you were in store for the years to come.
Okay.
I mean, am I wrong?
No, that's what I was hoping you were going to tell me something like that, so I wouldn't be second-guessing my own thoughts.
Yes. So it wasn't a complete waste of time making up this story. All right? Just next time you call up and make up a story, make up a more exciting one, please. It was extremely lame. Extremely lame.
Oh, boy.
I mean, maybe he was telling the truth, Terry. I never truly know.
Yeah, well.
But I've always gone with my gut.
Yes.
My gut has never steered me wrong.
Mine has.
This guy was just kind of not, I don't know, just feeling like, I want to get on the radio this morning. There are a lot of people out there like that, and I'd rather hear from the people that have real, true stories that aren't lame. You would think the true stories out there would be the ones that are more apt to be lame. No, those are the exciting ones. The people who make up stuff, they're so guilty and so nervous about making up something, they try to make it sound like it's legitimate, and it's just totally lame.
I know.
There's somebody out there, I've done this before on the program, Terry, that is going to be having an extramarital affair at noon today, Terry.
Wow.
Ooh.
They know it, and I know it. I don't know who they are right now, but
reading my MySpace? Sorry.
I would like them to call this morning. I would like them to pick up the phone and call 1-866-663-T-MAN.
Slow down, I'm dialing.
Behind their husband, preferably husband, or wife's back, before the afternoon is even upon us, somebody will have violated the vows that they took. They know who they are. They know they're a little extra giddy driving to work this morning, and yet very, nervous about the prospect.
A couple extra squirts of the perfume on the nethers.
Wow.
Especially, yes, to the nether region, of course. Why are they not calling in? And yet I got, what was that dude's name? Lamo calling in from wherever, Terry. Wasting my time. Why?
Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness.
It's all right. It happens, and that's part of the deal with a live radio program.
Yeah.
Especially one where I love to take phone calls, Terry. I ask for this from time to time because I'm so open to the prospect of taking phone calls from the listeners, Terry. Of course, there are going to be moments like that where lamos just waste my time. 1-866-663-T-MAN. Back after these words.
T-Man Show.
Pull the music down. You remember the last call, Terry? Dave, the guy who, in my opinion, was making up the whole scenario that he was describing as far as him and his girlfriend in the email, Terry. I think you can remember back about, 5 minutes ago, right?
Yeah,
Well, there's a girl named Jasmine on the line who I want to make sure doesn't hang up the line because I'm damn curious to know why. I'll tell you why she's calling, but I want to know what's behind her thinking in why I know that she's calling. She's calling to tell me that I gave the man horrible advice. Now, first of all, to even take the time to tell me I gave him horrible advice, you're probably more apt to believe his story than I was. But if I let Chris Brown play any longer and run the risk of her hanging up, I'll be tossing and turning all through the afternoon because, I sleep during the day, Terry. I'm nocturnal.
Right.
And I'll not get any sleep whatsoever, and I'll be wondering what she was thinking. So I want to put Jasmine on right now, if you don't mind. Is that all right with you, Terry?
Okay.
Wonderful. Jasmine, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay.
And then my phone may cut out, so I may have to call you back.
Well, that's why I was putting you on as quick as possible. I didn't want to run that risk. You are telling me, or you want to come on and tell me that I gave the man horrible advice, and I desperately need to know why you possibly could be thinking that. Because that would end a streak of, I don't know how many years. How many years are we up to, Terry, that I've given nothing but perfect advice? Too many to count.
Yeah,
Terry's
too
lost
many,
count. She had a scorecard, but she ran out of paper.
I mean, seriously.
So Jasmine's out there listening, and she's thinking to herself, oh, that's horrible advice. I need to call in. And she's going to tell me why I gave him horrible advice, and I'm dying to know. Tell me why, Jasmine.
Well, I've been listening to your show for a couple of years, T-Man, and most often I agree with you. I think the advice you gave him today was the worst advice I've ever heard you give anybody. It was horrible.
The worst advice I've ever given anybody.
That's saying something, huh?
Not just bad, but the worst.
Well, at least
and I'm actually
go for
really
the gusto.
kind of angry about it.
Uh-oh, she's mad.
Okay, good. What did I say that you feel was off the target, please?
Well, first off, you should have questioned his level of immaturity because he sounds like an idiot.
Well, a lot of guys do, Jasmine, so that's not par for the course. Next point, please.
So, because he's thinking about a girlfriend he had a year and a half ago who played him, and so he's trying to toy with her mind, which kind of gives some insight to the kind of guy he is. And then his girlfriend finds this message, so her gut tuition may not be that, oh, he's going to cheat on me. It just may be that he's the loser. So maybe that's why she gave his ring back. But regardless, if he's in a mature relationship, he shouldn't be sending an email like that out, and it's especially with having a girlfriend. I don't know. The whole advice I think was just horrible. I think she should dump him. I agree, because he just sounds like he doesn't have his priorities straight.
Well, at least I feel better now knowing that Jasmine's just completely out of her gourd, Terry, out of whack as far as her thinking, and my advice was absolutely 100% correct because everything she said just reiterated and confirmed for me that I was absolutely on the bullseye as usual. Jasmine, whether or not this man was intending to cheat on his girlfriend / fiance / whatever the hell she was, I think it was clear in his bogus story that they were planning a future together. So whether you want to call that a fiance, whatever the case may be, they were working together as a couple to live together for many years, if not forever. She had no... Whether or not he was going to cheat on her based on that email that he was sending, at least as far as his thinking is concerned, is irrelevant. Because the words that he put in the email were clear as far as him telling us what they were. And if any girl is going to read, first off, have the audacity to go behind a guy's back who has, and he didn't give us any indication that he has any reason to not be trusted. If she has the audacity to go into his personal email files, that shows a level of mistrust or the fact that she doesn't trust him. And if she's going to get so bent out of shape over such a harmless-sounding email, well, that indicates what kind of woman he's going to be living with, and no man in this day and age can be squared off for a long period of time, if not forever, with a girl who's going to behave like that.
No, that's completely incorrect.
But the thing is that
That is so correct that I just blew your mind, maybe.
No, because if they've been together, they should have the right to be able to feel secure in their relationship. If my boyfriend went and sent an email like that to somebody, yeah, I'd kick his butt.
You're telling me, what's wrong with lunch? Lunch is one of the most harmless things this world has. If there's nothing... Is there anything innocent left in this world, Terry? Lunch is now considered such the taboo type activity. Oh, you're going to have lunch with somebody? You bastard! I didn't know who I was marrying. I didn't know what kind of boyfriend I had. Lunch? How dare you? When did lunch become such a big feat?
Hey, do you want me to comment? You asked me a question.
I'm begging for you to say something, Terry. I don't know what you're waiting for.
I'm trying to tell you because you're talking.
Oh, jeez.
But the thing is, and I kind of agree with this caller. Listen. The whole thing is, let me ask you. So it's okay for you to contact women, past girlfriends in your life and your wife and just have lunch because it's just lunch. It's so innocent, and your wife would be fine with it.
Terry, my wife has an overall feeling of trust for me. I don't know what she's thinking. And
so you would be okay. So you could go to her today at home and say, "Honey, I'm going to go have lunch with my ex-girlfriend so and so. You know, the one who had the cows in the kitchen."
Oh, geez. I don't know why you're bringing her.
You know,
anyway,
really wants to get you busted for some reason.
But I'm just because you're asking about innocence in a relationship, and the thing is that truly, why after a year and a half, if you're so in love with this current girlfriend and gave her the stupid ass promise ring because to show your commitment, why would you contact a girl you haven't spoke with in a year and a half?
And if it was that innocent, he could have talked to her about it.
Right.
All I'm saying,
keep it out in the open. It's open. We love each other. Trust, dialogue. Period.
Either you trust somebody or you don't trust somebody. And if someone gives you no reason not to trust them, and then the person that you're gonna supposedly be living the rest of your life with acts like you violated them in such a drastic way, and you've given them nothing to make them feel that way, well, then that just shows more about them than obviously about you. And in this day and age, you don't need to be living a long-term period of time, if not a lifetime, with a person who's going to behave like that, obviously, more often than not, because that is just intolerable by today's standards. There's nothing wrong with a man or woman, unless it's my wife, going to lunch.
Right.
With anyone. Lunch is about as innocent as it
You're
gets.
right.
It's
You're
light
right.
out. There are people around.
But the motive behind this guy going to lunch is because he got... No.
That's irrelevant.
But he did. He knew. And that is a violation. When you consciously know that you are doing something. And if you're so over this girl that you haven't talked to in a year and a half and you've moved on and you're so in love with the new girlfriend, why even go there? And the guy went there because he's not over it. He's still hurt because, she played me. What's the big deal?
Irrelevant.
Not irrelevant.
I'll tell you why. Because the email spoke for itself. The email had very innocent words. Hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. Blah, blah, blah. Let's catch up one of these days. Maybe we can get together for lunch. And then she goes off the deep end like that? That is inexcusable. That is the kind of woman that no guy needs to be with in 2008.
When confronted with it, he said, I was just trying to get back at her and play her. It's really not that big of a deal. Why are you trying so hard to get back at someone that broke up with you a year and a half ago? Why is it so important?
Jasmine, you're talking about a whole other issue. Terry, you're talking about a whole other issue.
It is not a whole other issue. It's the same issue.
Totally off the mark on this one.
Jasmine, could I ask you a question, please?
Yes.
Why are you so anti-lunch? What did lunch ever do to you? What did lunch ever do to you
I'm 24. I'm in a relationship, and I have enough sense. Okay, I'm friends with my ex-boyfriend, but out of respect, I tell my boyfriend if I'm going to go out with him or contact. It's just a respect thing.
Yes.
And I just think it was he. You made it sound like he had the right to break up with her because she was being unreasonable, but it's totally the other way around.
I was 100% correct with my advice again. Thank you, Jasmine, for confirming that.
I think that's the problem with relationships today. That's why
Jasmine,
there's nothing wrong with lunch when it's open dialogue and there's nothing to hide. He obviously had something to...
She was touched inappropriately.
She hasn't had lunch for 6 years.
Yeah, touched inappropriately by a soup and sandwich combo when she was younger.
Were you ever touched inappropriately by the soup and sandwich combo? We ever have a bad experience with the soup dooger or what? What's the story there, Jasmine?
I never had because, like I said, when I date someone, I just tell them, what?
Yeah, roast beef sandwich never attacked me.
Well, I've never been dogged.
Jasmine, either you have an overall feeling of trust for your boyfriend or you don't. That's the way it is in this world, Jasmine. You're in a relationship. You're currently in one now. Good for you. So are millions and millions of people out there. And I advise the women who are listening, your gut will tell you. Either you have an overall feeling of trust for your husband or boyfriend or you don't. And if you don't, you should go about your life making the decisions that are right there to be made immediately as as needed, okay? If you don't trust your boyfriend, you should make the plans to move on because you can't live like that. But if you have absolutely no reason not to trust him, and then you go about your day-to-day activities and your moment-to-moment thoughts not trusting him, that's a problem, not just for you, but more so even for him. And if he's just trying to get together for a little innocent lunch, it's not like they're getting together for happy hour drinks or dinner, heaven forbid. It's an innocent little let's catch up lunch, and she's getting in his face, and she's going off the deep end, and she's calling him a bastard, and she's accusing him of being some violating, deceitful boyfriend. Well, that says a lot more about her to me than it does, obviously, about him, who's done absolutely nothing wrong. Lunch is an innocent activity to be enjoyed by all. I hope everyone has a wonderful lunch today, by the way. Except Jasmine. Except Jasmine, who is very anti-lunch. Hates it.
Oh, jeez.
Despises lunch. That must be what it is, Terry, because nothing else would make sense to me. Nothing else would make sense as opposed to why she's saying that I was wrong and saying this guy should leave a girl who reacts.
You should tell female listeners, because I think you're totally wrong.
If I tell a guy that he should leave his girlfriend before it's too late, before he's too heavily invested, a girl who reacts way too out of whack over hearing about that he's going on an innocent lunch with some girl, and there's see, you don't believe in innocent lunches, Terry, obviously.
I'm not saying that.
If Dave, the bogus made-up story caller, was going to lunch with a guy with named Jack with two in-place testicles, Terry, you wouldn't be thinking twice about it, would it?
Because you know why? Because Dave Bogus Caller would say to his girlfriend, "Hey, I'm going to lunch with testicle dude over here, and it's no big deal." Mm-hmm. But the thing is, no.
Women who automatically assume that lunch with a woman is something deceitful, have something wrong with them.
Believe you me, when it is truly innocent from the heart and soul, men, women, everybody will say, "Hey, I'm going to lunch with so-and-so."
No, we can't anymore, because this is the way you react. You react out of whack. There are too many out of whack women out there that you can't even tell the girlfriend that you're with about the innocent moments of your life, because she'll treat them like they're not innocent. That's the problem.
If I went to lunch with either you or Hot Shot, it would be no big deal. And you could tell your wives, you could tell your girlfriends, "Oh, I'm going to lunch."
Who knows these days what you can tell anyone that isn't even remotely not innocent?
My wife knows she'll be all over me.
Who knows how you're going to have the person who supposedly loves you and is supposed to be somewhat sane, how they're going to react these days? Everyone's out of whack. From Jasmine to Dave's bogus girlfriend, Terry, everyone's gone crazy. You can't even have lunch.
Thank you.
Jasmine, I hope your boyfriend knows that lunch, if he wants to stay in good standing with you, is out of the question for his future dates with anyone.
It's not out of the question because he can tell me. He's friends with his ex-girlfriends, but if he
told you that he was going to lunch later this week with a girl from his office, you would probably say, "Fine, that's absolutely wonderful. I hope you have a good time." But then you would look up on the internet, as far as his company's website is concerned, to see if you could find a picture of this girl. And if she looked too nice, then a couple of hours, if not a few days later, he'd start to hear little trickles of things that are bothering you about your relationship with him. Lunch has become a big deal, Terry, and this has to be stopped.
That is not true.
So, Jasmine, I thank you for calling and telling me how wrong I was, which,
you're welcome,
if anything, just made me feel more sound on how solid my advice is. I appreciate it very much.
And Jasmine's boyfriend better eat a big breakfast because he's not allowed to have lunch.
Gosh.
Better load up on the pancakes. Don't make it a short stack because it's got to last you to dinner, Jasmine's boyfriend.
Not allowed to have lunch ever.
Lunch has been canceled for the rest of time.
Oh, gee.
Jasmine.
Yes.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay, bye.
Yes. It's a great dieting plan. Maybe she should put out a little book, Terry. It could probably sell tons of copies. The Jasmine Quick Flash Diet Plan. No lunch. Ever again. Because lunch is very, very dirty.
Show us on the sub.
Lunch is so naughty.
Oh, jeez.
Throw that napkin right on your lap. What are you basically saying to the person sitting across from you?
Time to pitch a tent.
My gosh. Terry, what else is going on in the world, please? What else is happening?
Well, just to let you know, I thought this was kind of interesting. Apparently, they're making movies based on the games Monopoly, Battleship, Candyland, and, the Ouija board. In fact,
which pretty much confirms what we've been saying for a number of months and even years now, Terry. They're out of movie ideas, basically. Is that pretty much what you're telling me?
So.
Fresh out.
I think so. In fact, Ridley Scott is already doing something with Monopoly.
Oh, the great Ridley Scott?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
I've actually heard the name, but I have no idea who the hell he is and what movie he's made, Terry. But, he's Gladiator? Well,
yeah, the
then
director for Gladiator.
He's going to be the guy behind Monopoly?
The Monopoly movie, yes.
Have they done the casting call for the man on the horse, Terry? Because I am ready to be in this movie.
Can't wait to see who plays the thimble.
Oh! Gay phone operator side. Shoe in for that role. He's got the build for it. And speaking of gay phone operator...
He's a gay phone operator. He's so gay. He's so phone operator. And now, here's Gay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Maybe Candyland is more your speed.
Shoots and ladders.
I like Candyland.
Big shoot.
Gay shoots and ladders? Yes, Gay. Good morning to you. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. What can I do for you, please?
Well, I have an announcement.
Oh, Lord.
Really? And it's a good one. Next Tuesday.
She's getting married.
I'm having the first gay phone operator webcam party.
Come again?
I'm having the first ever gay phone operator webcam party.
Is Ridley Scott going to be there?
No, he's not. He's not.
Oh.
So what is this?
Is Jasmine going to be there?
No.
Is Muffin Pirate going to be there?
Muffin Pirate has not been invited.
So what does this mean? You're like having people over from Terry Cam Land or what?
Yeah, totally. I've invited like 10 people.
To your house?
Yeah, they're coming to my house.
Gross.
On Tuesday at 8 o'clock. They're coming over.
Do these people know what they're in store for when they come over a place that's inhabited by the great gay phone operator or what?
They get to see my shower curtain, which they might be a little shocked about.
Amongst other things.
I know.
Sure,
I'm not
that's
putting
lower.
anything away. If they want to look at magazines, they can. I'm not going to put them away.
The shower curtain with all the penises on it is probably actually low on the list of things that will shock them in your home.
Yeah, no, it'll be clean.
It will be clean.
Oh, what a deal. Wow, once a month.
Yeah, I know. But I need...
So you're all excited? I thought you'd be actually like the type that would never want anyone to come over your place. And here you are all giddy about the first annual gay phone operator in-house party for Terry Cam participants.
Wow.
Totally.
And you're all going to be on camera like that morning.
Yeah, I'll have the webcam going and we'll be in the Terry Cam room and talking to people and stuff.
This could be the most unexciting announcement I've ever heard in my life.
No,
Terry.
it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But I'm wondering if there's someone else there that would be willing to cater it.
Okay, listen.
Oh, my gosh.
Settle down. It's so... Jeez.
If you're just looking for an excuse to buy yourself party platters again these days, because I hear that you're battling weight issues again. Now, obviously, as everyone knows, the man got upwards of 420 some odd pounds, Terry, and then in a desperate little last-ditch effort to live, got stomach stapling surgery and went as low as, what was your lowest weight post-surgery, Gay?
226.
226. Now I hear that you're pushing 300 again.
No!
What?
No,
that little stomach they stapled down to the size of a walnut is expanding on you.
No.
It's now a coconut.
It has expanded, but no, I'm like 260.
Wow.
260 is a far cry from the 226 that was your low peak.
Yeah, but I don't exercise either, so if I started, I might.
No, don't say if you started. You'll never start. You're not the exercise guy. Come to grips with that, all right?
No, but that's why I wanted to get a bike last year, but nobody, wanted to help. So if they want to
you
do that,
got a bike, What do you mean if no one would help? You're looking for help on everything? You're a guy who's working now. You get a paycheck on a regular basis. Why do you still have your hand out? You're a disgrace.
People are willing to help me. Why can't I ask?
Buy your own bike. You're not 10.
If you ever got a bike, all it would become would be an exotic coat hanger in the middle of your bedroom there. You're talking about it like a stationary bike to ride in your home?
No, I want a bike so I can like ride to the park and stuff.
You want a little banana seat and a little helmet and go riding around town?
I don't want the banana seat, but I do want the tassel and a bell.
I feel sorry for that seat.
Oh, jeez. Okay, listen.
What?
You are not the bike riding guy. You're not an exercise guy. You got to know who you are in this
I would ride a bike
and go with it.
I rode a bike all the time when I was younger.
If people just knew who they were, people were the last to know who they are. If people just were able to identify who they are and just could go about their lives accordingly, the world would be a much more simple place.
Right.
They should know very clearly he's just not an exercise guy.
I'm not going to go to the gym and, like, be this buff workout guy. No, I know that, but I have to start at least walking and riding a bike or something.
You're right. You do have to start doing that. And I'm not trying to discourage that, but you'll never do that because that's not the guy you are.
If
you got a bike, it would be a novelty for like a week. You'd ride it around town for a couple of days for the first couple of weeks, and then it would sit in your garage or wherever you would store it for the next 17 years.
No, because there's incentive if I go to the park.
This is too
I get
hard.
On the bike
I'm just
going to
drive. This is really hard.
You know, there's times when I've chosen not to drive, and I've walked downtown and stuff.
Whoa, you walked somewhere. God,
and that's
get out the
going
Nobel
up the
Peace
hill
Prize.
and back down. That's not just walking a short, block or two. That's a long ways.
Now, let's go back to this gay, what is it? This first annual gay phone operator webcam
Terry Cam party.
Yes.
Terry wants to make sure she gets her name in part of the billing there.
Right.
Royalties.
Well, I do.
Who is a confirmed guest? Who has given the yes, I will be there, count me in, with bells on, I will be a part of your party? Who is on the confirmed list?
Elusive J.
Oh.
Ben
Elusive
Dover.
J.
Elusive J.
You know who these people are, Terry?
Yes, I see him every morning.
You would know more than I. Ben Dover? Did you say Ben Dover? There's a guy named Ben Dover who seems like a perfect fit for the gay phone operator first annual in-home Terry Cam party.
Yep. Dizzle.
Oh, Dizzle's coming?
Dizzle's coming. She took the day off.
Really? She did?
She did. I invited Jenny Blaze, but I don't know if she's going.
I think she said she has to see if she can find a sitter.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Is this
and
what
then
Terry Cam is doing?
I invited Short Bus.
Really?
Oh.
You like him.
Oh, I do like him. If he comes, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Makes sense. You should have been on it for years back now. Anyway, is this what Terry Cam has led to, Terry? I was the one who inspired Terry Cam's launch, Terry. I knew it would become as big as it has. I had a vision for Terry Cam that has been absolutely 100% followed through with. It's become a happening. It's just an outright 100% success. People are on board every day. They're loving watching you. I can't actually believe to the lengths that they come on and get their positions early on Terry Cam, but I never thought in my imagination that this is what it would turn into.
It's going to be fun.
That gay phone operator would be holding parties in his home of what kind of nature I don't even want to think about because of Terry Cam, Terry.
He's kind of ruining it. He's like...
I'm not ruining it.
You think?
You're soiling it.
Well, but you know what? I kind of disagree because I think it's kind of neat that, you have a nice little social network.
There's nothing wrong with making new friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it a little quick? I mean, Terry Cam has only been out there for like a month. You ready to make these people a part of your life on a face-to-face basis so quickly? People you didn't know existed a month ago. You met on Terry Cam. You guys talk not even during the show, Terry, all through the day.
Yeah, that is
And you're ready to take it to such the next level where you're going to invite them into your home, gay?
Yeah, because after Terry Cam, GPO Cam gets turned on.
Oh,
and then I talk to people throughout the day.
He's so desperate. He's so desperate for friends. He just is so quick to make everybody his friend and invite him over, I don't
know how I feel about this, Terry. This may be the immediate end of Terry Cam. Maybe
oh, come on.
That'd be fun.
A 1 month venture, and I'm the one who inspired it and got it basically launched after talking to people for so many months, convincing them that this is something we had to do, and now I'm ready to just pull the curtain right down over it.
It's not what it's for, Gay. You're ruining it.
Gay, once again, has ruined something that was good. He has a history of taking something good and ruining it.
He's got a big old grin, by the way.
That is not true, because I'm going to have fun. I want to do this. And really, if anybody wants to cater, come on. Just give me a call, email me,
Please nobody cater it.
206.
Romy Rome wants to know if he's invited, by the way.
Host your own party. If you can't afford to pay for the catering, then don't have one.
Why can't you have your own theme parties at your house and stop linking it in with stuff we do? Why do you got to soil things that we do?
Because the people that I deal with are people that are linked to you.
All right, I got to take a break.
Oh, jeez.
All right? You sit tight, Gay. I'm not sure if I'm done with you yet.
Oh, he's not going anywhere.
I'm not sure if I'm done with you yet. I don't know how to react to this, Terry. I did not endorse this last annual gay phone operator in-house on-camera party.
Understand,
he hasn't
man,
been able to sit tight for years.
That he's got people from, all over the place, because we have so many people from all over the place that join in that want to come.
This sounds pretty scary. That's all I can say.
I know.
People from California.
Hang on the line.
Portland, New York.
When you check into a hotel room, you expect it to be clean and comfortable.
Oh.
It's a place to relax, watch TV.
Oh, yeah.
Have a drink.
Or 19.
You assume everything is clean, and the glasses and coffee mugs are properly sanitized.
Is that right?
But is that always the case? To find out, we checked into hotel rooms and left dirty glasses around the room.
Ah, you bastards have nothing to do with your time.
Jeez.
They're leaving dirty glasses all over the hotel rooms and seeing what happens when, I guess, the maids come in and do their jobs.
Some with lipstick on them. Next, we set up several hidden cameras. One in the bathroom, one across the room, and one next to the bed.
Oh,
what happened next may disgust you.
Oh,
we wanted to see what the maids would do when we left the room. First stop, the upscale Grand Hyatt in Washington, D.C.
We wanted to see what the maids would do when we left the room. What if the maid just lays back in the bed and goes,
jeez.
Totally going after her.
Wouldn't
that just be the footage that we're all looking for? I mean, what are the maids really supposed... You drink out of the glasses that they leave in the hotel room. You know you're at your own risk.
All right, as I'm mixing
what kind of story is this?
As I'm storing my cocktail with the pen they provide for me.
Right.
Dirty cup.
Exactly.
We wanted to see what the maids would do when we left the room. First stop, the upscale Grand Hyatt in Washington, D.C. Less than a mile from the White House.
Yep.
The maid takes our dirty glasses and coffee mugs and puts them in the sink. She runs the water on them and just rinses them off. Then watch as she grabs a dirty towel from the bathroom and uses it to wipe the glasses down.
There ain't just dirt on that towel, I'll tell you that right now.
Wow.
A towel is stuck to the glass.
That's more than I thought they did to the glasses, Terry.
Yeah, that's an upgrade to me.
I'm actually pretty satisfied with what the maids are doing. What do you expect them to put a new glass every time a new guest comes in?
Well, no, I think that you expect them to actually put some
they're not bringing in Dawn dishwashing liquid. And no one's been under the impression that they do, Terry. Have you ever seen any dishwashing liquid on the little maid cart? If you're thirsty enough to drink out of the glasses that they provide for you in a hotel room, you realize you're running a risk. End of story. You're not expecting it to be the cleanest glass in the history of the world because 9,000 people who stayed in the room before you have been drinking from the same glass.
I don't think I've ever been thirsty enough to enjoy some room temperature tap water from a hotel anyway.
Wow.
Exactly.
Good.
So what kind of investigative report have they really done here? The glasses aren't completely sparkly clean?
What?
This is an outrage. Especially if you stay in a room where gay phone operator has recently been vacationing.
Soiled the Disneyland hotel.
You're really running a risk as far as your personal hygiene's well-being.
Whatever, I'm clean.
Hey, Gay, what about that caller that wanted to abolish lunch? I'm sure you were pretty outraged by that, huh? Did you hear that caller? Did you hear that caller that came on about a half hour ago that pretty much wanted to take lunch and run it out of town, or what?
He just wanted to do her.
He? Oh, you're talking about the... Well, he may have. He may have wanted to do her. But again, that is not the pertinent or relevant part of the story. All right?
It would have been relevant to me.
Now back to your little pajama party. Whatever the hell you're having.
You want to stop by?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, right. Anyway, you have a lovely time. But I don't think... that anyone from this program is going to be making an appearance.
Why not?
Unless, of course... It's this guy.
And now, representing butt rockers worldwide, carrying sod from Tepper, Everett, and every city in between, president of the blue-collar workers, even though he wears a tank top, here's Dump Truck Guy.
What's cracking, dude?
Is that why you're calling? Do you want an invitation? Is that why you're phoning us this morning? You would like to be invited? You feel left out that you're not going to be a Gay Phone Operator's first annual Tari Cam get-together party at Gays, or what?
No, I didn't want an invitation. I just called. I don't know if I told you guys this. I started my own catering business. I want to offer my free services.
Oh, John, you know what? I will show you that I'm all party in the back.
Oh, jeez.
And you can be business in the front.
Webcam party, Mitch Bull. Consists of a little bit of salad, a whole lot of Taco Bell, about 12 Bud Lights. You let it brew overnight. Then you get up, and this is the key part. You got to light a Camel cigarette, go in the crapper, and put a big bowl right over the toilet, and let her loose.
Oh, what a delicacy. I hope the maid has some Dawn dishwashing liquid on the cart today, Terry.
Dumpy, are you providing tossed salad?
It sounds like he's making you quite the little offer there, Gay. You could either take him up on it or respectfully decline. I guess the choice is yours. But as far as your little party, Gay, have fun with it. Maybe we'll check it out on Tari Cam for a couple of seconds. I think that's probably all we could stand, and good luck to you on it.
We'll be live and having fun. Come on.
Hey, Gay, I'll bring the bread too, and you can supply the cheese, because we all know you got plenty of it.
I'll spread you.
No, thank you, buddy. No, thank you.
Come on down.
Ain't happening. Once you get the second safe for it, you live right above it, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, what if you get really disheartened by this whole idea and no one shows up? What if you get really bummed out because all these people, I can't believe...
Well, it'll be like every birthday he had.
How many guests do you have confirmed right now?
I invited 10, and I think 5 so far have confirmed.
You invited 10?
Yeah.
And 5 have said they're going to show up. Doesn't sound like the biggest party in the world to me. I'm sorry.
I live in a studio apartment. It can't be that big a party.
Geez.
Wow.
Is there can you, like, go to the bathroom in there? Is there proper facilities for everybody, or what?
Yeah, I'm a human being living in a normal apartment.
Are you going to, like, remove your wipe stick from the bathroom when you have guests over so they don't have to be subjected to that, or
I
what?
don't use the wipe stick anymore.
He still has that, the extension?
I forgot that you don't need that anymore because you've lost a lot of weight.
My little bitty arm can reach my ass.
That is a major accomplishment as far as your life day-to-day is concerned, so that's something to be very happy about. And maybe that should be the theme of the party, as opposed to you taking a very nice and fun and innocent and lovely Tari Cam and putting all this gay soil all over it.
It's not like I paid off my mortgage and I'm going to burn the wipe stick. Okay. No, it's a party.
Okay, well, you know what, I just don't see it really coming off as the most outrageous fun party in the history of the world. I'm sorry.
You know what? Stop by and see.
I think this all stems from your issues with Pappy, but that's a whole...
Guess what? Pappy's not invited.
You're not going to invite your own father?
Wow.
No.
What if we get in touch with your father and he wants to be a part of the first annual Gay Phone Operator in-house, on-camera party?
That'd be a no.
I'll bring him over.
You bring
He's
him
not
over and I'll
invited?
slam the door in your goddamn
Whoa.
Jeez.
What if there's a listener?
Outside.
What if there's a listener right now? I'll go to the phones that is dialing up, and yeah, they haven't participated in Tari Cam, but they've been a fan of yours, or whatever the reason is. They want to be invited to Gay Phone Operator's first annual in-house on-camera party. Is that something you're open to? Is it come one, come all, or is it something that's like a hefty screening process that you're putting people through?
No, there'll be a screening process because people like Token Steve and E-Bomb and Urban are not going to be invited.
See, that's the thing. You fight with people all day long on Tari Cam. Why are you having a party? What's that?
And those people aren't going to be invited.
Well, that's like everybody, though. You're always, from what I hear, all you do all day long is have these wars of keyboard-typed words with people all morning and who knows, afternoon and evening long because of Tari Cam. That's all I know about your relationship with Tari Cam. And now I hear you're having a party. This doesn't seem to make much sense.
that I talk to on a daily basis, that like me, that enjoy seeing me, that enjoy hearing me, and those are the people. Yeah, shove that goddamn buzz off your ass.
Wow. Not you. I don't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, right. Get some new batteries, okay?
I think it's pretty hard to imagine that there's enough people on Tari Cam in the chat room there that enjoy you and like you to the extent that they want to, celebrate the first annual Gay Phone Operator In-House on-camera party with you.
There's a guy from California that said he would check if he had frequent flyer miles to come up here.
Right.
He did.
Just check. Fresh out.
Right now.
You've heard that from people in California before.
Oh.
I just hope you're not setting yourself up for whatever this. When's the party date?
Tuesday the 26th at 8 o'clock.
Is that this Tuesday or what?
Yes. This coming Tuesday.
So this coming Tuesday. I just hope you're not setting yourself up for sitting there on Tuesday morning with a silly little party hat on and one guy who actually did, in fact, come over, and it's just you and him looking at each other, all awkward, and this thing is a big, absolute fiasco.
I got a party mask I can wear.
Oh, yeah, I saw that yesterday.
Totally, I'm ready.
Okay, this just has lame written all over it, Gay. That's all I'm saying. And you have a tendency to get depressed and to go into a real funk when things don't work out your way. So I just hope you're not setting yourself up for disappointment.
No, because people are going to show because they like me.
Oh.
You probably said that when you were a kid at your birthday party and no one showed.
No, they never said any of
it. Gay.
What?
Thanks for calling. Have a great
gay day.
Gay day. How sad is that, Terry?
He's really quick to make friends, though. It's like, chats with people for a couple of weeks, and now they're my buddies. Come on over and spend the night.
He's just trying to be social.
He's desperate for friends. It's so sad.
But you guys give him such a hard time about not getting out there and being social and lonely. And then when he makes an effort to reach out, you guys bag on him for that.
He loves to invite strangers over. You call it trying to be social, Terry. I call it just another illustration of how Gay Phone Operator has big-time issues.
But you guys won't go hang out with him.
That's for sure.
So what do you want him to do?
I want him to be somewhat normal, Terry, and just accept that inviting people over that you don't know is kind of peculiar, And to dress it up like it's going to be some big party, like he's billing it. Oh, it's going to be the extravaganza of all time.
But understand that a lot of these people are regulars. They've been on here since the inception, and they talk all the time. And again,
what about the guy who accused him of date rape? Is he invited?
They're all going to take turns on him.
I would think not. 1-866-663-T-MAN is the number to call. I'm about to go back to the phones in mass force, Terry. Anything people want to talk about, especially, I'm sorry, to me, still the theme of the morning, despite Gay's attempt to throw us off the rails, as he always seems to do, Terry. The theme of the morning is, what do we do with lunch?
Oh,
apparently, lunch is now this close to being abolished because women can't handle lunch. It's too much.
By the way, I think there are probably some men out there who would have an issue if their girlfriends did the same thing, or wives.
Terry, the more lunches they go on outside
the better?
House.
Oh, really? The better with with the other gender or somebody that they had deep relations with?
Terry, deep relations is a very touchy little label.
Oh, but it's innocent.
It's
It's an innocent lunch.
Well,
we're just having lunch. If it leads to a hotel, no big deal. It's innocent.
If it leads to a hotel, then obviously you're with the wrong person. But there's no reason, based on the fact that you're hearing about your significant other going to lunch, as to why you should go off the deep end. And if you, in fact, go off the deep end, that tells you that you're with someone that you don't need to be with in this day and age. You don't need to be with someone who's going to clamp down on your freedoms, which, thankfully, we have more of these days than we ever have had in this world of ours. So if you want to go retro and have someone come in your world that's just going to absolutely smother you and doesn't allow you to go to lunch with anybody, because that's all it is anyone, and it's not even gender specific, because there's nothing in that email that the guy talked about that would indicate that he was going to lunch with a woman over a man, Terry. And yet she was telling him that it was over and she was giving back the ring, and this is the kind of world we're living in with too many ladies out there who are absolutely going out of whack because they hear about a lunch. Now, if it's the all-you-can-eat VJ buffet, that's one thing. But this is
Whoa, where's that?
Oh, that just opened up. On 5th Street and Princess Avenue.
Reasonable prices or no?
Well, it depends on how big you are.
You get your money's worth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll bring my punch card. I'm ready.
Okay. Terry, what else is going on in the world, please?
Well, actually, I want to kind of talk to you about porn camp. I know that a lot of our listeners are like porn, and so do you. And I maybe there's a couple.
Terry.
Oh well, like you don't talk about it.
I've sworn off it.
Oh, you have?
That's right.
You're done.
Huh?
You're done with porn? Well, this is for people who maybe want to get involved in the porn world somehow. What
is this called? Porn camp?
Porn camp, yes.
Gonna toast marshmallows and make s'mores and sing Kumbaya and then get down to business or what?
I'll probably pass on the s'more at porn camp.
No. This little porn camp actually gives you the know-how, how to get into the business of porn, whether it be as an actor, actress, director, so
I don't know. I think about going to the bus stop, being picked up by
lunch and everything.
Somebody who's going to take me to a grassy field and I'm going to play and I'm going to have a good old time. Is that pretty much what we're talking about here?
No. It's actually a little seminar. It's a series of lectures and workshops. It's actually put on by a porn star by the name of Courtney Combs, and it's designed to teach those of you who are inspiring to get involved in porn.
What are they charging me to be a part of this very fun-loving porn camp, Terry? What are they asking for? Are they asking for a fee? Are they asking for
they are.
Royalties of your first film because they're guaranteeing you're going on to porn success? Are they asking for a percentage of your future earnings? What are they asking for?
The registration fee is just a mere $4,000. And then
$4,000 for porn camp?
No, we're not done. That's just the registration fee.
That's a steal. And it's run by who? Courtney Combs? She better, Terry, for $4,000, I'll tell you right now.
Well, but you also have to pay a non-refundable deposit of $2,000, which is due at the time of registration.
Do you see anything there as far as where I can go to apply to be head counselor, Terry?
I do have a website if you'd like.
I want to be a part of porn camp.
Well, it's coming up March 28th through Sunday, March 30th in Tampa, Florida.
Hey, Terry, I want to be the head counselor at porn camp.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
Well, than that, I'm not really interested. I don't really want to sit around with a bunch of losers that always wanted to get in the porn industry that are paying, that's a pretty
$6,000
hefty bit of cash. So it's probably not going to be the biggest degenerates in the world, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, by day 3, Courtney will give you, quote, hands-on supervision and instruction.
So that's insinuating that there's going to be like some prostitutional transaction being made with the $4,000 that's being asked for. Is that right? That's the words they use, hands-on instruction?
Yes.
I feel it's a trick.
Hands-on. I think just, she allows you to, engage in her softness.
Well, it's pretty obvious what they're insinuating is Courtney Combs is going to grab the beast at the end of the 3 days. Is that right or what?
So. Show you how it's done. Direct
well, I don't want to be ninth in line. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
For the hands-on seminar.
Take a number, 37. No.
All right, very exciting. Maybe we'll hear more details about it soon. 1-866-663-T-Man. What is it scheduled for again, Terry?
The end of March 28th through Sunday, March 30th.
Fascinating. There's still plenty of time to make your plans, to go to porn camp, and be the porn star that you always desired being, or be the porn producer that you always thought you had the eye for. Be the director of the porn film that you always thought was your calling.
There you go.
Porn Camp is for you.
Yes.
And it's hosted by Courtney, and only Courtney, or I don't even want to say her last name, Terry. I just said right. It's only hosted by her. There's no other porn stars that are a part of this. It's her thing and her thing alone, or what?
She does have a partner in this, but it's not a porn star. It's just a guy.
Who is it?
A guy named David Cobe.
Smart what?
I don't know. He's a guy named David Cobe.
Well, what is he?
It says here that he's an attorney.
All right.
Okay, just what we need.
Sounds interesting.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But as far as porn stars, no, she's the only one.
Sharon, you're on the air. Hello. Sharon, hello.
Hello?
Is your name Sharon?
Saran.
Oh, Sharon. All right, what's up, man?
We can't have no French, though?
Yeah, lunch is out. Yeah, I don't know if you tuned in late, if you haven't gotten the memo yet. According to a couple of accounts we heard about this morning, people are, Terry Free being one of the proponents, is abolishing lunch for all men as far as being in, if you're in any kind of relationship, whether it's casual to something serious to perhaps even a marriage, you can forget about lunch as far as having it with anyone for the rest of your life.
How about brunch?
How about brunch? Brunch. That's an interesting one, Terry. I mean, it's a little earlier than noon, right? He wants to have brunch around 10:45 with someone. Is that out of the question? Is that ground for an immediate breakup or what? How do you feel about brunch?
Are you telling your significant other that you're meeting up with an ex or something like that? Or are you keeping it a secret and trying to hide it?
You make it like if you tell your significant other that makes it okay, Terry.
I think that giving that significant other knowledge and being open about it is far better than hiding the whole thing, because it's less seedy.
I wish it was.
And more trusting.
I wish it was, Terry. But all that does is it puts that significant other likely into a state of now needing to investigate. You know how women love to investigate these days. And as I said, you tell your girlfriend that you're going to lunch with a female coworker. At first, to your face, she says, "Oh, fine, I'm glad you told me." Then, behind your back, she's maybe sneaking into your office to see what this girl looks like. She's going to the company website to see if there's a picture of her. She's calling some of your fellow employees maybe to get a little scoop on this particular someone. She's going crazy in her mind, Terry. So if you were right and telling your girlfriend about this innocent lunch, because that's all it really is when it comes down to it, let's be honest. If you were right and telling your girlfriend about this innocent lunch were to be an effective means of keeping a relationship true and honest, we would be happy to do it. But it doesn't work that way. So we go by the old adage of ignorance is bliss, and we tell them nothing so it doesn't cause any kind of static in the relationship that's not necessary. You've brought this on yourself, all this secrecy, Terry. You ladies!
The female, the one that's trying to send the email, she might be having troubles, and dude might be trying to be like, you feel me, like kind of just proving that, like, you see, you made the wrong decision, woo-wop, you feel me, and all that other stuff.
Exactly. You ladies, with all your overwhelming curiosity levels, Terry, have ruined the ability to be the honest guys like you're suggesting we need to be. So don't blame us for our levels of omission as far as honesty is concerned. We have no choice. Are you telling me I'm wrong, Terry? Mm-hmm. Are you telling me that if your husband, I hate to make it personal, Terry, but
go ahead, make it personal.
No other way to do it. Oh, okay, I think I will.
I made it personal.
Are you telling me that if your husband tells you about some woman that he met, not a policewoman, because that brings on all kinds of dyke images, Terry. I don't want to do that here. I mean, that's an unfortunate stigma, but that happens to be the case. So I want to make it more mysterious as far as who this girl is to you, Terry. He meets a girl through what other kind of networking would a cop do that would have him come in contact with a random female that you need to investigate who this is that he is going to lunch with, that he graciously told you about? What kind of people does he bump into that are not in the law enforcement world, Terry?
A person he gave a ticket to. How about that?
Well, that obviously reeks of seediness right then and there, but if you want to go there, that's fine.
I mean,
gave a ticket to a woman who was so appreciative that she was stopped by him because she's grateful that she could have lost her life if it weren't for this officer telling her that she was going over the rate of speed that she needs to be going to be a safe driver. So because they struck up a friendship and she didn't seem agitated at all by getting a ticket and having to pay for it, they wanted to go to lunch together and just compare notes on life. And he told you about that. That would be perfectly okay or what? Because he told you, it would make it perfectly okay. You wouldn't have any problem with it whatsoever.
No, because
freaking liar! Are you sitting there trying to make it like that would be perfectly acceptable? Is that
you're
what you're
right, T-Man? You're right. I am lying. I would go fanatic, and I would want to go kill her and stab her, and just how dare you look at my husband? All you were is a speeder, and I mean, it's crazy because you're not dealing with reality.
Okay, what's the reality?
The thing is that I do trust my husband, and he deals with people all the time. The situation was as it is. It was an ex-girlfriend that he had a relationship with.
Forget him. We're not talking about him anymore.
But we are, because you're trying to set up the situation the same way.
You tell me.
So to make it what it is for what you're asking me, whether or not lunches are off limits. No, lunches are not off limits, and he's gone to lunch with plenty of people that I don't know, female and male.
So anytime he comes to you, as long as he tells you in advance that he's going to lunch with a woman,
he may not even tell me in advance. I'll say, how was your day? And he says, oh, I went and had lunch with so-and-so. Okay, that's nice. Have a great, whatever.
And there isn't that part of you that is interested in investigating who this woman is because you have this overwhelming level of trust for your husband. Which is the way it should be, Terry. So if that's the truth... And I'm not 100% convinced that it is as you're claiming it is.
Of course you're not, because the thing is you can't really wrap your head around what the true trust is. If he's going to cheat, he's going to cheat. Period.
If that's the truth,
I can't stop it.
Oh Lord, if that's the truth, then you are going about it the right way. You are absolutely with a normal point of view on the innocence of lunch, and you're right. Either you have an overwhelming level of trust, or you do not, as far as your significant other is concerned. Right. But you were siding with the woman who said that this guy who just sent off an email to a girl he hasn't talked to in a year and a half, which certainly is a fair indication of needing to catch up with someone like that, and doesn't necessarily reek of anything else except, hey, let's go to lunch and
I still side with her, because you're talking about two separate things.
How is that two separate things?
My husband, oh my gosh, never mind. You're right.
How is it two separate? I'm listening. How is it two separate things?
Because his motivation was strictly something that he's not getting over. He still had feelings for this woman.
You don't know that. You don't know
that. Yes, I do know that, because you know why I know that? Because he was so adamant about, oh, she hurt me, I'm going to get back at her, and I'm going to play her along and all this. If you could care less about that person,
the email. Based on the email, there's no indication of that. You're telling me that a guy who has a past girlfriend, a guy who has an ex-girlfriend, or a girl who has an ex-boyfriend, if they are in a current relationship, the person who they are currently dating should not allow them to go and catch up with an old boyfriend or girlfriend at a lunch.
Why is it so important when you haven't talked to that person in over a year and she hurt you so bad? Why is it so important for you to get back in touch with her out of nowhere?
I'm just wondering.
Why? I'm asking you, why is it so important?
I'm asking you if that's where we draw the line on off limits. You're saying that ex-boyfriend and ex-girlfriends are off limits as far as lunch is concerned if you want to maintain a healthy relationship. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I will say that. I think that especially when your current spouse, husband, wife, fiance, girlfriend that you've been in a long-term relationship with is kind of sensitive about that person, out of respect for your relationship and for the person you have chosen to be with, you kind of understand that you let that other person go.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you see the clock strike 12 today and you go and try to satisfy...
Obviously, you don't think so. You must be in contact with all your exes and your wife is fine with it.
Man. I hope
Is she cool with it?
I hope you all realize how dirty an activity you're engaging in.
When was the last time you went to lunch with an ex?
Is a seedy, dirty act that anyone who's participating in going to lunch, unless you're going alone and being a good boyfriend or a good girlfriend, you are violating such codes of relationship conduct.
I'll have the double meat. Double cheese.
I bet you will.
But again, why would you need to be in contact with the ex? That's what I don't understand. Why do you need to know what's going on in that person's life? On what?
How you been? What have you
guys have no other connections. You don't have kids together. So you're calling all your exes?
What's been going on with you? Hummer in the
When was the last time you...
Mike, you're on the air. Hello.
Morning, T-Man. How you doing?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty well, actually. I got a question on the whole lunch issue.
Right. I didn't know lunch could ever be an issue, but yes, the lunch issue. Go ahead.
Does it matter where you go to lunch?
Does it matter where you go to lunch?
does that factor in? I'm like, if you were to go,
so if you were to go to a fancier type restaurant with a real kind of feeling of pulling out all the stops and a real dining experience, that suggests more than if you're going to Taco Bell.
Right. So I'm like, if you were to go to like a McDonald's with your ex-girlfriend, is that as big of an issue? If you were to go out to like a high-end cut.
I don't know. Don't ask me. Terry's the one who's so anti-lunch.
Yes, I'm so anti-lunch. I'm anti-everything.
Terry, does it matter?
Don't get bent out of shape just because
it's because it's so innocent. It's so innocent, and in fact, wait a minute. My ex, I'll get in contact with him today.
Mm-hmm. If you wanted to get in contact with your ex, Terry, and catch up, especially since you have about 9 children with him, that would be perfectly reasonable for you to have a lunch with him.
Right, because I have children. I have 20 children with him, so of course.
It couldn't suggest...
But when I have no connection and there was no reason for me, there's no reason for me to. I've moved on.
But not everybody who breaks up with somebody hates them.
I understand that. I have an ex-husband who we had we 17 years ago, we broke up fine, everything's great. I don't be in touch with him.
Well, that's you.
We were good friends for a long time after our divorce. Still done with it.
T-Man, back after these words.
Yes.
Me and Pasty Dave are going to lunch today. I feel guilty already.
All right.
What else?
Dude, I knew you'd come around.
Is going on in the world that we're living in, please, Terry? Share another story with me at this time, and then I'll go back to the phones. What do you have, please?
Presidential candidate John McCain. I don't know if you've heard. He's in hot water this morning. He's having to defend against allegations of an extramarital affair.
Oh, yeah. Have I heard of the story about him? Well, they must have had lunch, Terry. He, in the New York Times, they're already going after him, saying that he's a pretty old guy, Terry. When are they saying this happened, that he had an extramarital affair? And was he married to that skinny blonde wife of his at the time when this supposed extramarital affair happened? How old are they? What year are they saying this affair happened? Could
99.
99.
Mm-hmm.
So almost 10 years ago.
Yes, when he was making his first run at the presidency.
He was 70 back then. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Well, it sounds like he's a shoo-in for the presidency now.
Yeah.
Now he's made it. Now he's a true, real candidate. Okay.
Good solid reason never to run for president.
Anyone who thought that Obama was going to waltz to the White House, now John McCain's a player. In more ways than one, Terry.
Yes, it was a telecommunications lobbyist by the name of Vicky Eisman. She was 40 years old at the time.
And he was... the fact that he's, what is he, 123 now? So he's 111. Yeah. Missy in Sandy, Oregon. You're on the air. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Thank you for asking. What can I do for you?
I just want to know when it became illegal for exes to be friends.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I don't know. Terry has this, and she's not alone. Believe me on this. There are so many women that have taken some of the most innocent acts in the world. And, I mean, who knows? Maybe apple picking is next. I don't know what innocent acts. Daisy, little tulip dancing. Terry is skipping around maypoles. Nothing is innocent left in this world. Lunch is off limits with at least a certain number of candidates. Ex-boyfriend and girlfriends, that's deal breaker. That's grounds for immediate breakup as far as your relationship is concerned, as far as Terry's assessment of the situation. Lunch! We're talking about lunch! I don't get it either. But that's okay.
I mean, has anybody ever thought of she might have been cheating on him and doing what she could to take the blame off of herself and try and catch him in something?
I don't know. I'm not even thinking about what you're saying. So anyway, all right, so John McCain's in trouble, Lunch is in trouble. What else is going on in the world, Terry? What else is happening, please?
Actually, new research shows that not all women have a G-spot. You know how we always claim.
You needed research on that, Terry?
Well... In past research, actually, they have always claimed that, no, it's there.
It's there. You just got to hunt.
Yeah, you just have to.
You got to find. You got to search.
Right.
You got to send out explorers. You got to do whatever it takes.
Yes.
Certain guys have been on the prowl for that supposed area for years and years of their relationship. Maybe only staying in the relationship because it's become such a conquest to find this girl's G-spot that they're not going to break up with her until the day they do.
Well,
and now they're saying that some women are sans G-spot.
Correct. And in
sans in their vagina G-spot.
Correct.
That sounds painful.
And according to this study, it shows that that those women who don't have a G-spot actually cannot have an orgasm.
Okay, now what if you have lunch with a woman who doesn't have a G-spot? Does that make it innocent?
Sure. Why would you? I mean, I think why would you want to have? Why would you have lunch with somebody who doesn't? A woman who doesn't have a G-spot?
Well, I was asking you the same question. I mean, if I'm trying to put some innocence back in lunch, Terry, and if I were to tell you that, yes, I'm going with a female, but I can prove to you, here's scientific data, here's her medical charts that indicate clearly that she has no G-spot, so I really don't see any need for you to worry. I can't do anything for her, and she's not interested in having to do anything with me, so, I mean, how much more innocent does it get? Lunch, again, would become innocent? Is that what it takes, Terry?
Sure.
Do we have to go in and rip the G-spot out of all women to bring back lunches? Innocence or what? You're sick of talking about the G-spot, aren't you? I mean, about the lunch.
Because regardless of what I say, it's not. You feel that it's
that's not the truth. Only when you say something that's preposterous, which seems to be on many an occasion. But no, if you're to talk common sense, Terry, I'm not going to get all over you for no reason. You think so you're suggesting that I just get on you regardless, for no reason, no matter what you say, because I get some enjoyment out of it. Is that where you're going here? Is that what you're accusing me of? Because that is not the case. But if you say any girl who walks into her man's computer area and logs on to his MySpace and sees an email that says only that he offered to take some girl that he's known from back in the day to lunch and she should break up with him immediately, which is what you said earlier, then I'm going to call you on it. I'm sorry. And I'm probably going to beat it to death like we have now with this whole lunch conversation. But now we've moved on to G-spots.
Yes, we have.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think this research is helpful for those women who, do have those problems with pleasure.
Well, is it fair that the nature would make some women with G-spots and hopefully a small percentage of women without, Terry? It doesn't seem like... not that there's any fairness to this world, but if you're going to live a whole life without a G-spot, that could eliminate a lot of what we're all after in this world of ours. True or not true?
Well, okay.
I think I'd rather be born without an arm than without an ability to have a real, true orgasm, Terry.
Right. Okay. Oh, well, Hotshot would rather have his arm than his orgasm.
I guess if you don't have an orgasm, what do you need an arm for anyway, right?
Well, but I think that if you've never experienced one, you don't even know. So, what difference does it make?
I hope we realize how significant this potential little finding is, this scientific discovery that some women don't have a G-spot. I mean, I would be pretty pissed off if some doctor confirmed for me, yes, this new information is out, that there are some women without G-spots, and we just examined you, and lo and behold, yes, literally, you have no G-spot to be found. I would be pretty damn pissed. We're like, well, what a waste of life.
Is that the only way a woman can have one? Is with the G-spot?
No.
Excuse my ignorance?
No, that is not necessarily the case. But it certainly makes things a lot easier.
Okay.
And it certainly makes sex a lot more enjoyable if a man somehow accidentally stumbles onto the G-spot and is being told at that time that he's such an outstanding lover. But
hey, what's this? I was looking for a nickel. Look what I found.
Pretty safe to assume, Terry, that you have no shortage of the G-spot area. In fact, maybe if there's a couple of women out there that find that they don't have any, the reason is because you have enough for 3 or 4 or 6 women, or what?
Yes.
Hers is now an H spot. It's progressed.
I'd be pretty pissed. That's all I'm saying, Terry.
I understand.
That ain't fair.
The T-Man Show.
Lizzie!
Yes.
Are you there, Lizzie?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello, is Lizzie there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, go ahead, Lizzie. Yes, hi, Lizzie. How are you?
Hey, how are you? Good morning.
Good, thank you, Lizzie. What's up, baby?
Okay, so it's about that lunch issue thing.
Oh, jeez, everyone wants to talk about lunch. I'm ready to move on to dinner already. What do you say?
Well, I just have to say I agree with both you and Terry.
That's impossible, but go ahead, yes.
Because I understand what she's trying to say. If you like, if you
really, you're the one who speaks, Terry. Oh, wonderful. Go ahead.
Okay, let me give you a situation though, because this is a situation that I'm in.
You're in the middle of the lunch issue?
Yes, I'm in the middle of the lunch issue. Unfortunately.
All right, tell me your situation as it pertains to the lunch issue, as it pertains to your relationship, as it pertains to this program. A lot of pertaining. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so basically, I used to date this guy, okay, who I actually ran into at the workplace. We work right across from each other. And we used to date 3 years ago. Okay. So basically, we kind of started going, having lunches together and stuff like that. But he didn't tell me. Yeah, we were having lunches because we work right across from each other, so we take our breaks.
Oh, how
together.
convenient!
Innocent, right? Innocent, like you say, T-Man. Innocent.
Well, I'm not talking about multiple lunches. I'm talking about one time. If it starts to become multiple lunches, then you start to become emotional lunch partners, and who knows where that leads. Who knows where that goes towards? So I'm not going to speak on your situation until I hear more details. What do you got as far as the rest of the story?
Okay, so you never specified how one lunch or two lunches or whatever.
Hey, don't blame it on me. You were doing this lunch thing before we even started talking about it. All right, what do you want to say real quick? I got a lot of people waiting.
Okay, well, no, so basically he started going back out with his ex-girlfriend, okay?
Yeah.
So he just dropped me, and that was it. But we still continued to have these lunches. Is that wrong? Is that wrong?
Is that wrong? No.
Yes. No, right? But this girl is just, his current girlfriend now is like...
very accusatory.
Very, very, very bothered by it.
Well, but if she's bothered by it, if she's bothered out of respect for her, don't you find it that you should probably step back?
No, that's her problem, Terry. Terry, they work right across from each other. They both like to eat a lot, and they'd like to have the company of gouging their faces without, having other people peer in and seeing someone do it by themselves. So they have the safety in numbers thing, She sounds like a real chubby lady, Terry. So there's certainly reasons as to why they get together. They enjoy their lunchtime, and it shouldn't be this threat. It's amazing how many threats there are out there these days that people make up in their own freaking paranoid heads more than ever before. And this is clearly one of those examples. They had already established a lunch pattern before he started going out with this girl.
Right. But
so now he's got to end his lunch situation with his friend Lizzie because she's got a problem with it? Well, that's her problem.
Well, then maybe Lizzie and the girlfriend need to meet and let it be known that it's just innocent.
Now, my problem is that I got to pee already and we're just starting this segment, Terry. And I still have a lot of calls to take in this segment, so this is going to be very fascinating. Lizzie, you enjoy your lunch, you enjoy your friend, and you enjoy your designs on trying to get him back into your romantic life. Terry, really quickly, give me one story. What else is going on in the world, please?
I got a story here out of Missouri about an 18-year-old gentleman who decided that his parents were a little too strict, so he tried to have them killed for a mere $260.
Wow, it's a very reasonable range.
Bargain.
He still got money left over for lunch.
I guess so.
$260 is the lower end of the hit scale?
I guess so. Apparently,
I thought the minimum hit requirement as far as even the lowest rent hitmen out there was at least a couple of thousand, Terry.
I would think.
That person was going to try to beat him with a wiffle ball bat, so it may have taken a little while.
But a multi-homicide situation for $260? And these were the dude's parents?
Yeah. Well, they were actually his
adoptive
parents.
My voice is cracked when I said parents? It's because I have to pee, Terry.
Do you?
Did I say parents? This was this kid's parents, or
what? Yes, his adoptive parents.
But, adoptive? Why don't you say so, Terry? It's a completely different issue. Don't tell me no. The adoptive relationship is completely different.
No, it's not.
If they were biological parents of him, he's not putting out a hit, at least as far as offering someone $260 to kill his parents. Either you go into a rage and you kill your biological parents yourself, which at least shows some commitment, or you don't kill your biological parents. But you don't plot in like this real sinister way against biological parents. You only do that against adoptive parents that never really liked you and treated you more like a pet than a child.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, something
So I'm a pet now, is that it, to my adoptive parents?
I'm not saying you're a pet, Terry.
Well, you just made a statement.
I'm just saying that some parents that adopt never really make the connection with the child they adopted. It happens more than people will ever talk about. True. But I'm sitting here and I'm going to speak about it, Terry, because that's what I do for a living. I open my mind and let it pour on out. But they're not just some trumped up thought that I think is going to get a rise out of someone. It happens to be the facts of the world. And if it ruffles people's feathers, so be it. Some of these parents out there that really think that they want kids, so go out and adopt, never make a connection with that adopted child, and are so quick to move on mentally from any true commitment to actually making a bond with that child, and that's unfortunate. Now, a biological parent that for whatever reason, maybe it's hormonal or whatever the case may be, that doesn't make a connection right off the bat, will work a lot harder because that is, when it comes down to it, a biological child. So it's a completely different dynamic. Now, am I saying all parents that adopt children don't have a strong bond? No, of course not. But there are many that don't. Many that don't. And don't be confused to think that this kid who went out and paid $260, probably his last buck, to put a hit out on his parents, didn't deal with years of feeling inferior because his parents just didn't have the relationship that he looked around at all the other parents of his peers, his friends, his school chums, or whatever, Terry, had, and he envied that for a long time. Not that makes it justified, obviously. But the adoptive parent-child dynamic is a fascinating one. Now, you claim you are loved, so I'll believe you. I have my misgivings about that, of course, but I'll take your word for it. If you claim you were loved by your adoptive parents and weren't treated like a common dog, Terry, then I'll take your word for it, and I'll say that you're probably in the majority, a small majority, of course, not an overwhelming majority. A lot of adoptive parent-child relationships are not that strong. I know a kid on my block, his parents adopted him, and then they pretty much disowned him. They wouldn't have done that so quickly just because he was getting himself in trouble when he was a teenager. Just disowned him, let him go out on his own, Terry. I'll never forget that.
But if you made
my friend Sandy. But if that was a biological kid, they would have had to put in more, obviously a lot more time, and would have had to just deal with the situation and live with the situation that they had a bad kid.
If he signed a $100 million contract in the NFL, they'd have loved him so much.
Mm-hmm.
He's ours.
But all of a sudden, he keeps getting himself in trouble. Well, he's not really our kid.
Don't blame it on us. It wasn't our genes.
It wasn't our blood. So that kid's on his own. Wow. Screw him. Now, you claim you were loved, Terry. So I'm not going to fight with you on this. I didn't grow up in your home. I didn't witness how you were raised. And I commend your parents for being able to go against what sometimes can be tempting and disown a kid that's going to be as big a troublemaker as I'm sure you were growing up through the years, Terry. Mm-hmm. You've all of a sudden gotten very silent.
I'm just letting you
thinking, something you want to say?
I'm just letting you speak.
Yes. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I've overstepped? Do you think I've misstated anything there, Terry? Do you think I'm being inaccurate in assessing the adoptive parent to adoptive child relationship?
Yes,
a lot of them are.
Of course, I'm always wrong, and I don't know what I'm talking about. So
a lot of them are very strong, and a lot of them aren't, Terry. You tell me if you agree.
I disagree. You can say the same thing about biological connections as well. Let's see, Shaquille O'Neal, who has a stepfather, by the way, who adopted him. Oh, he's got a father who, are they so close? No.
Terry, of course, there are going to be biological parents that do wrong and run out on their kids, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, but why would a biological parent do that?
Well,
if the connection is so strong and loving and, oh, my gosh.
Mr. O'Neal never had an idea that Shaquille O'Neal was going to become the most dominant center in the history of modern-day basketball. If he did, he might have stuck around for a couple more days.
Oh, he tried to come back.
I know the story. You're not telling me anything I don't know.
I think that I'm not going to deny that there are some children who, for whatever reason, when they are adopted, it's not necessarily the parents per se, but they do, have some curiosity about their true background and the circumstances in which they were, put up for adoption or something to that extent.
It would have been a lot worse if Mr. O'Neal stuck around and treated Shaquille like a dog, Terry. I'll tell you that right now.
But the other thing, too, is a lot of, and most parents that adopt can't have kids. So when they adopt their children, they truly appreciate and value and love.
Oh, they appreciate and they value and they love that child. But I will say this, Terry, and this is something I haven't even stated yet. The overall level of love is never going to be as strong as a biological parent to a child. That has happened. That just happens to be the fact. I'm sorry.
True.
There could be a surplus of love.
I'm really not going to hear that at all, because I don't think that necessarily having a biological connection makes you love your children anymore.
Oh, of course
because you've just stated that there are plenty of parents who run out on their biological kids that they're supposed to love so much because they're biologically connected.
Oh, they got issues. But anyway, there are always going to be exceptions to the rule, but I'm just talking generally the level of love and bond and commitment.
You can have that. If you truly love kids and things like that, and for you, you're a good parent and you understand that this is a great option for you to have children.
I'm sorry to inform you.
Well, you're not informing me. I know from knowledge, so you haven't adopted any kids.
The overall bond, well, I'm just a worldly guy, and I just know the way it is, Terry. The overall bond, in a general sense, the overall bond and connection and relationship that a biological parent has with their biological child is going to be stronger than the overall bond relationship and...
I don't believe that at all.
That an adoptive parent will have towards an adopted child.
I don't believe that at all. I know of parents who have believed that they could not have biological children of their own, adopted children, and then the next thing you know, they find out that they're pregnant and they have a wonderful, loving family, and nobody knows any different.
Did Daddy Warbucks not seem loving to you, T-Man?
Terry, there are adoptive parents that have a surplus of love and connection to their children. They have just a great family life. Don't get me wrong. I know it happens all the time. I'm just saying, generally speaking, the overall relationship between a biological parent to their biological child is going to be stronger. It only stands to reason because it's blood, Terry, than an adoptive parent will have to their adopted child. Sorry to tell you the reality of the world. I'm sorry if that bothers you as an adopted child, Terry.
No, it doesn't actually. So I think those parents who realize that they are not able to care for their child or give them.
I say that? My gosh, are you putting words in my mouth now?
Oh my gosh! Who puts words in mouth?
I'm just saying that the overall strength level, in a general sense of that relationship, is not going to be as strong as the biological parent to the biological child.
That's not
Does that mean they're not going to care for the child? Of course not. Does that mean there's going to be a lack of love? No. And in most cases, the adoptive parents and the adopted child have a great relationship with tons of love. It's a great dynamic.
And are very bonded and would never even consider themselves not biologically connected.
But not as strong. Sorry to say.
Oh, know I'm sorry for you.
As the general relationship between the biological parent to the biological child. I'm sorry if this makes you have some kind of complex.
I'm not the only one here that is. Would you like me to read some of the chatter's comments?
If I'm offending
a lot of
adopted people,
not a lot,
so
not even adopted.
When you talk about the truth, when you talk about the realities of our world, sometimes you offend. Because sometimes people don't like to acknowledge what is fact and what is not.
Do you think it's some sort of physiological reason? They're just not, they can't physically have that connection? Or do you think it's just, based on emotion? I mean, because they're not physically attached to that person, they can't have the same kind of bond? Is that why?
If you have a bond that's a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10, that's a strong bond, right or wrong?
Right.
But if somebody has a bond that's a 10, that would be a little bit higher, wouldn't it?
Right.
I'm just talking about the overall. When you go through all the biological parents' relationships to their biological children as compared to the overall relationship to the adopted ones, the biological parents have a stronger bond. That's just the way it is. It's nature.
That's the case, then why are there so many neglected biological children?
Oh, jeez, that's not what he's talking about.
Terry, you're bringing up isolated incidents. You could do that all you want as examples to prove my theory wrong.
Then why are there parents that abuse their children, their biological children? With the love and bond is so there, and they're so wonderful.
You're not really getting the point, though, Terry.
Neither are you guys.
You're bringing up isolated incidents of wrongdoing, and that certainly exists. There's no doubt about it. And I love the adoption world. I love the setup. It's very much needed. It's very much a working, functional environment. I plan to adopt a child in the future, Terry. I want to take some child that would ordinarily not have the life that I hope to be able to give that child, and I want to be a part of that world. But that doesn't mean I don't acknowledge that, generally speaking, I will say it one last time, that the bond is not going to be as strong between a biological parent and the adopted parent.
And when that bond is not as close as you claim, it's because that adoptive parent is not doing it out of true love for wanting or having a child.
Why do you have to fight it? Why can't you just say, hey, if there's a strong level of love, that's good enough for me? And it's, as you said, T-Man, a functional little way of allowing a child to have a better life, hopefully. Why can't that be good enough? Why do you have to fight? Because
it's not a charity case thing here. That's what you're making it sound like.
You're taking it that way, Terry. You're taking it that way. I'm just stating a fact, and you're twisting it in your mind because you have apparently maybe some issues with... I don't want to think that. I don't believe, actually, that now that I actually started saying it. I don't think you have any issues with the situation as far as your family's concerned. I know when I met your parents, and I had no doubt. I sensed every bit of an overwhelming feeling of love that they had towards you. So why are you fighting this? What's your problem? It's basic common sense.
All right.
1-866-66. And this all was spurred on because some dude out there wants to kill his parents for $260.
Yeah, $260.
They probably have it coming. Even though what he's doing is going to get him in big trouble, Terry.
Yeah.
They probably treated him like a common dog all his life. Right or wrong?
Sure.
And what's going to happen now? This troubled child is going to be in all kinds of trouble because his plot was unfolded by the authorities, right?
He and his friend have been
And now to compound all the misery he's probably dealt with all his life. I mean, I don't know the situation. Maybe I'm way off, but likely all the heartache he's had to deal with his whole life is now going to be multiplied because he has to spend the rest of his life or a long period of time in jail.
Yeah, they're looking at 5 to 15 years in prison.
Well, sorry about your life, dude. Sometimes people just get the short end of the stick, don't they? For all we know, did they investigate whether this child was beaten on a regular basis as far as his upbringing is concerned, or no?
No, not.
Have they done any investigation on the parents that he was looking to put a hit out on?
The only thing that they state is that the parents were strict. They had strict rules that this 18-year-old felt were too strict.
We're all for parents with strict rules. That's a parent doing their job, right? Yes. So that is obviously not a reason to put a hit out on your parents. Not that there is one. But if I were to discover, Terry, in my investigation, which I'm sure to do a thorough one after the show, on these parents, and I were to prove to you that they were beating this child on a regular basis, obviously you would reconsider whether he deserves 5 to 15 years, right or wrong. And it's very likely when you're dealing with adoptive parents to be beating their children. Oh, they get beaten all the time. Because they don't really love them. CJ, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up? How you guys doing?
Pretty good, CJ. How are you?
I'm good.
Terry hates me this morning. Terry has decided, finally, after all these years, that she hates me. I can feel it.
Doesn't bother me anymore. I'm used to it.
CJ, hello.
How you doing? I guess now I want to comment on the whole adoption issue.
So you were holding for something else, but now you've changed what you want to talk about. Okay, go ahead. Whatever you want to talk about is always good on this program, CJ. In Concord, what can I do for you?
Okay, well, first, my opinions on that. It's like, I guess I would agree that people that are adopted have to more, like, work on building a relationship compared to biological relationships.
Jesus.
But, you know...
Terry, don't say geez. You're not going to have that deep, nature-instilled, automatic bond.
But at the same time, I have to say...
CJ's right. It is something that has to be worked on to some degree.
Every parent-child relationship has to be worked on, biological or not.
There's this instinctful feeling of connection and bond when you're dealing biologically, when you're talking blood-to-blood relationships, Terry. All right? It's just nature's rules. Don't blame me. Don't get on the messenger. You take it up with nature if you have a problem with it. All right? Now, fortunately, you probably had great, loving parents who made an unbelievable, never-ending, just outstanding bond with you, and you are who you are because of that, Terry. So, well done by your parents. All right? Does that make you feel good? You love me now again?
Oh, always have.
Oh, jeez. Go ahead,
Never
CJ.
stop loving you.
I would agree, though. You know, it's just like a marriage, though, between two people that are getting together, you know, about to have babies and everything. You know, that was a relationship that had to be worked on, too. So, you know, at the same time, it doesn't have anything to do with, you know, which one will be stronger eventually, you know?
Understatement of the century. CJ said a marriage is a relationship that has to be worked on, that needs maintenance. Are you kidding me? CJ, a never-ending maintenance situation a marriage is. If you're not working on it, it could be slipping away whether you realize it or not. Very well put. Thank you for the call, my friend.
Yeah, no problem.
Take care. He didn't sound completely sorry.
No, he didn't.
1-866-663-T-Man. Let me go to Amy. You're on the air, Amy.
Hi.
Hi, Amy. What's up, baby?
Okay. I've been having this, I guess, well, I mean, it is an affair. I'm married. I've been having an affair with a guy for now going on 2 years.
Yeah, but even better than that, Terry wasn't left. All right, so you're married and you've been having a sexual affair with somebody.
Right.
For how long? For 2 years?
Now going on the second year, yeah.
It's into its second year, this sexual affair that your husband obviously knows little to nothing about, or what?
No, he doesn't know anything about it, but I haven't been having sex with him this year because he's moved away.
All right, but pretty much for the entire calendar year 2007, you were on a regular basis or somewhat of a regular basis having sex with this man.
Right.
All right, when you were in your prime as far as cheating on your husband with this guy, what was the most in a given month that you had sex with this guy? How many times?
In a given month?
Not a given month.
Best
no.
month.
In the best, most high, intensified month of cheating on your husband with this guy, what was the most amount of times you had sex?
20 times.
20 times. Wow. And, like, where would you do it? How would you get away? What was your strategies?
Incidentally, lunchtime.
Lunchtime.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not saying lunch is always innocent, Terry. I'm just saying lunch in and of itself is an innocent act.
Oh,
you can
really?
make lunch. You can make lunch turn into whatever you want.
Right.
But lunch in and of itself is an innocent and one of the few innocent things we have left in this world. Let's not taint lunch here, please.
Taint.
Okay, so you would get together for lunch, and then you'd hit the Red Roof Inn for some hardcore extramarital affair type sex. Is that right?
Usually, his place or like the park or.
Oh, I love sex in the park. Now, why, right in front of the little kids, why, and the dog that's peeing, why were you having sex with this man? What were you needing from this man that you obviously weren't getting from your husband and elsewhere?
Attention.
Your husband has an ability to just ignore you on a somewhat regular basis. Is that right?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So, of course, people would immediately ask the question, why do you stay with a man that has no ability to even give you a modicum of attention? Why are you with that guy altogether?
Because, well, we have things, do you
have children?
Yes. And we have children, and it's also, it's comfortable.
All right, so what was your question? I'm running short on time. You called asking or hoping to ask...
Here's my question. I've tried to end it with this guy numerous times, and I thought that since he moved away, that would definitely be an excuse. And the problem is, it's just not ending, and I don't really know what to do. I've tried being really mean. I've tried ignoring him, and I think that I'm really worried because
if you told him you contracted an STD, would he believe you?
Well, it's been a while since we were together physically, so...
Well, does he already know you have an STD? And he has the same one, and that's why...
Oh, I don't mind.
No,
you guys are perfect. If you told him you got herpes and you made it seem like you were really just horrified by the notion and he found out that you, in fact, if you were able to, like, make it seem really convincing, would that turn him off to the point where he may start to drift away? Is that something that may be effective? Because I've done that, Terry.
No, honestly, I really think that this guy, I mean, I know that people say this all the time when, they've led somebody on, but I really do think this guy is somewhat psycho. He's controlling. I've tried to get rid of him several times. He's done things like send me flowers, show up at my house without me even knowing. He insists, no matter how many times I've tried to break up with him and not talk to him, he insists that we're meant to be together, that we have so much in common.
Well, I wonder what led him on. I mean, you've only had sex with him 20 times in 1 month and pretty much for over a year. I wonder what's encouraging this man.
Yeah, but just because you have sex with somebody doesn't mean you have.
I mean, you're making the guy out to be completely crazy, and yeah, there's some element of craziness there, but you certainly have contributed to this, wouldn't you say, or what?
Yeah, but at the same time, I think he should have known what he was getting into. I mean,
you want it to end.
A functional person is not going to. I mean, it's not going to have an affair when they're married.
Terry, she wants strategies on how to eliminate this guy from her life now. She conveniently wants to toss him to the scrap heap.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm on the verge of really getting mean and telling him, and I don't want to do that. Well, no, because I don't want to. First of all,
why have you decided at this point, when your husband is still obviously not paying attention to you, what inspired you now to decide you want him out of your life and really want no contact with him? Have you just run your course with him? Have you run the gamut on having sex with him? It doesn't excite you anymore? He doesn't excite you? You're sick of him as much as you're sick of your husband? Why have you decided that at this time you want him out of your life?
It's a problem I've always had with everyone I've ever been with. I'm really interested in them at first, and then I lose interest, and then once I lose interest.
So obviously, you're going to need to find someone else to have an extramarital affair with now. There's an opening as far as there's a void. Yeah, there's a void in your life. If you're going to get this guy out, then it doesn't mean all of a sudden you're going to become the faithful woman who doesn't need that little added excitement in your world. At some point, maybe not right away, if this guy eventually goes by the wayside, you're going to need to find someone else to have an affair with, right or wrong.
I hope not. I mean,
she hopes not.
No, because this has been the longest and the most irritating problem I've had.
But what did you expect?
Oh, I mean, no, I totally agree.
All right, my best strategy to you is tell this man that you want out of your world, that you've run your course with.
I've done that.
I haven't even said what you should say yet. You've done what? Tell him.
I told her I'm not physically attracted.
Oh, geez. No. You're going about it all the wrong way. This is what you need to tell him. Tell him that you're deciding to leave your husband and you want to marry him. He'll run for the hills.
No, he wants that. I'm dead serious. He wants
Whatever.
That.
Until you actually convince him that it's the truth. Once he realizes that you're serious about wanting to marry him, he'll leave skid marks.
No, I don't think you realize how pathetic this guy is.
But you chose him. The pathetic guy.
Not as a life partner.
No, but you chose to have relations with him. So what does that say about you?
Well, obviously, I'm not in the best situation. I mean, I realize that.
So
I know you love to come on and convey how obsessed this guy is with you, yada, yada, yada. I'm not completely convinced that this guy is... Now, there are obsessive guys, don't get me wrong, Terry, and maybe this guy is one of them, but I don't know. Something tells me that... if you, maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's completely obsessed to a level that I shouldn't assume that. Yes,
the reason why I think he is obsessed, I don't think it has anything to do with me. I just think it's what's going on in his life. First of all, when I met him, he was married, but his wife didn't want to have anything to do with him.
It's always fun. All right, well, he moved away. So how far away is he now? How many miles is he away from you?
Several states.
All right, well, that's a nice buffer then. So what are you really worried about? It's not like you can just come over on a weekly basis anymore. So you got a nice buffer zone. So just try to ignore as many phone calls and as many text messages as you get from him, as many emails. Just leave him completely alone and don't return them. And over time, he's 3 states away. He's going to start moving on. He's going to have to. And if he shows up one day at your door with a hatchet, then call us back.
Oh, jeez.
And then your husband may realize that you've been cheating on him. But until then, I still, a part of me, Terry, that thinks she takes a little bit of glee in talking about how just obsessed this guy is with her. And, oh, he can't get over her.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks for the call. I gave her 2 great strategies. Tell him you got AIDS, or tell him that you want to marry him.
Oh, sorry.
Either one of those is going to work. Take your pick on either of those 2 options, Terry.
Uh-huh.
And he ain't sticking around. If she's convincing, if she sells the story, Terry, if she sells the story that she really wants to marry him or that she's got AIDS, he ain't hanging around, that's for sure.
The T-Man Show.
To all these girls out there, Terry, that are text messaging me over the course of the past hour that may feel like they're taunting me or joking with me about asking me if I want to go to lunch today, Terry.
Uh-huh.
I let them know that the answer to all their questions is yes, and this lunch, of course, is not going to be of the innocent variety that I spoke of, okay? Just because they asked for trouble. All right? I'm getting a surplus of messages right now, Terry. And maybe they all think they're being cute or funny or whatever, or maybe they feel like they're taunting me. I don't give a crap. Now, of course, I have a level of commitment that I have to stand up to, Terry.
Sure.
But I have to do this for the cause, of course, you realize. Mm-hmm.
Of course.
And I'm sure everyone would agree, especially my wife. Anyhow, it's been a fascinating program, don't you know, Terry? Would you like to leave us with a final thought? Okay, that was wonderful.
Love ya.
That was her final.
You what? You what?
Love ya.
You're okay?
I love ya. You know, embrace.
Let me give away a CD or 2 to the first caller right now. I'm really late on time. 1-866-663 T-Man. Let me find a lucky winner. Who is this?
Heather.
Heather, what can I do for you, Heather?
I want to speak with the T-Man and Terry about something.
Oh, I think we take that call off the air. All right, let me take the first call that actually knows that we're giving away something right now. 1-866-663 T-Man. Who's this?
What's that?
Yeah, who's this?
Will.
What's up, Will?
Nothing.
What can I do for you, bud?
What's that?
What can I do for you, man?
I want to win.
All right, well, good luck on that. 1-866. Well, be specific. You're on the air. Hello.
Hey, is Christy in the studio right now?
No, but I can certainly get a message to her.
I was just wondering if there's still room on the for ladies list. For ladies only.
Well, no, it is a complete sellout, of course.
Really?
I have the power to get you in, though. It just depends on what you're offering.
Oh, no, I had an interview with her on Monday, so I met her, but I forgot to ask her. I forgot to ask her when I was there.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what you did to the last girl who came in for an interview with her?
There ain't no job.
Are you aware of that, huh? No? Okay, good luck on that interview. Should be quite the story that you can tell your...
Thank you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Were you applying for a job, or what's the interview
No, yeah,
for?
I was there for the St. John for his assistant, but then they had an interview with her just in case.
You need to talk about the double whammy. The interview with Christy for the St. John job. Oh, now we're talking. All right, well, good luck on all those fronts. Mm-hmm. Who would like some CDs? That's what I'm offering right now. Hello, you're on the air. Hello.
Yes, hi. Did you already give away the CD?
CD? Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you.
But I still have a couple left for you. How about that? Is that something you're into? Yes.
That
Who's
sounds
this?
wonderful.
Who am I speaking with?
This is
who am I talking
actually Jenny Blaze from the chat room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jenny Blaze.
Terry wants to
Is there a name that just is unfamiliar to you in the chat room? You're pretty much knowing everyone in there,
Well,
Terry.
when everybody's in there every day, all day long, like they don't have jobs or something.
Night jobs.
And your name is what? Jenny Blade?
Yes.
Jenny Blaze.
Jenny Blaze.
With a Z.
Jenny Blaze.
Yes.
Exactly.
Nice porn star name, and we'd certainly be able to find some CDs for you, all right?
Thank you so much.
Hang on the line. I don't even want to talk to her about what she wants because I'm so late, Terry. And Jenny Blaze, not only enjoying the chat room experience, if that's not enough, she just won some free CDs. So everyone's winning today, don't you know? And, I hope this... girl does well with Christy because she's a really hardcore interviewer, don't you know? Mm-hmm.
The T-Man Show.